Hello? Hello, hello? Alright, just need to make sure this shit works. Wait, no, wrong camera. Oh, that's my face. Okay, cool. Hello everybody. How you guys doing? I'll make sure everything functions. I haven't streamed in a minute. It's been a little bit since I've done this. I gotta make sure everything functions. Hello. Let me know if any of the music or my voice is too low or high. I think it's kind of weird that I don't hear it. It's just there, and I'm like, okay, just have to guesstimate or something. So we're gonna do the lore chat. Kind of how it works as per usual is, if you have something you want to talk about, or a specific question you want to go over, we'll just send it over on the question. Send it over the chat. We'll look through it. I do have a general list of shit I want to kind of cover. It's not really a full template. It's not a fucking business proposal, but it's just general stuff, you know. Trailer analysis, Evernight trailer, predictions, new form. I'm so interested in Cyrene's and Evernight's relationship now, because I mean, I'm assuming you guys watched the trailer, just knowing that the Children of Remembrance literally might actually mean just fully but smaller, as just forms of fully. And then just the paths in general, I think would be very interesting to talk about. But yeah, no, want to go over all this stuff. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes though. While it's doing that, I'm gonna do Divergent Universe because I haven't done it yet, to be honest. But sweet. All right. But everything sounds good. Hi guys. Everything sounds good. You guys could hear me. Want to make sure all of that is good. I know I haven't done this yet. It's and it's fucking Sunday, so we're gonna knock this out in the background of us talking. Oh yeah, are you guys hyped for 3.6? Are you guys pulling for Evernight? I think that's a good question to start with. The lore drop is insane, dude. I don't understand how. It's a very odd choice. I do think it's a great reveal, but it's also a very odd choice to make such big lore drops in your trailer, of all things. I forgot how you play Face Shadow. Instead of doing you know, leaving it for the story, it's I don't know. It's such an interesting. Oh, I'm not doing 5. Hell, fucking no, we're not doing 5 because we're gonna be here all day if we do 5. We'll do 3. You're gonna skip Cyrene in 3.7? Ooh, that's a choice, bro. That's interesting. Hello. No, I haven't. Fuck. Which one's good with? We're gonna do this. These aren't great. This could work for Face Shadow. Yeah, okay. My original post about the Myriad Celestia thing was that it was. I deleted it because I was I'm not sure if this would fly. My original post when they announced the Myriad Celestia was what the actual fuck, Hoyo? What is this? you just drop the biggest lore drop about one of the main characters of this story in 3 years, and just don't, and it just leave it at that. It's not even in the actual game. I'm not sure if I prefer that, but I feel it would be if they do this, that means they have to do something crazy for the actual, you know, for the actual game in 3.6. There has to be something absolutely insane if your lore drop is implying that Fully is dead and March is like the child of Fully. It's literally Fully's like not even offspring. It's like it's part of Fully. Okay, I'll be running this in the background. Actually, I should probably adjust the thing, adjust the volume on this. They would do for the Trailblazer too. 150, 750 50s. I'm scared for Evernight. Hey, if you won 750 50s in a row, that means you got enough saved up to get Evernight. All right, that's I think that's the rule of thumb, alright. I'm very interested in what they do with Trailblazer too, because it does make me wonder about Trailblazer. Because the implication as of right now is that it's... How do I put this? Like, the implication right now, it seems like, you know, Dan Heng is... Don Heng is, like, the child... Or, like, not the child, but, like, is a descendant of Long the Permanence, right? And then, March is now, like, literally... the descendant or child or like a part of like Fully. And then so like it makes me kind of wonder if what was it, like Trailblazer is gonna end up being like a fragment of Akaveli. Like it's a scion of permanence. Yeah, it gives the implication of like we've gotten, oddly enough, less about the emanators of these eons and more about like kind of their descendants of these eons, right? So it's a little weird. Like I do wonder what that like implies for the Trailblazer, if it ends up being that they are actually just like Akaveli's old form, or like just like a part of Akaveli. They could be like made. I'm not sure if made by the. No, not the right button. Is there a way to adjust the? Is there any way to adjust the settings while you're in simulated universe, or do you have to literally like? Oh. Here, let's just kind of I'm gonna adjust the volume, and then we're gonna go like kind of scene by scene for the Myriad Celestia.
Those moments.
Yes. I want you to know it took me an oddly high amount of time for me to realize how to learn how to do watch videos by the second. It took me an embarrassingly amount of time to realize it's just comma and period. Like I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Wait, am I doing this right? Yeah, I didn't know you could do this normally. I thought it was like a setting thing. So I was like, how the fuck are people doing this? Because I'm just using my keys, and it's like 10 seconds. So if you ever wanted to know how to make videos go one frame at a time, it's a comma and period. Yeah. My theory about Fully shattering is that when they recreated the universe, their body shatters, but due to their body being made of 6-phase ice, it doesn't take long for them to generate a new one. Hello. Yeah. But I don't know. I think that might be an interesting case. So like obviously this is the big one that everyone is like kind of confused and talking about, right? Enigmata. Enigmata, all right? Yes, I could say Enigmata. How did I say it before? Enigmata? Enigmata. It took me a while, all right? Like when I'm recording these videos, I'm saying like Enigmata. It took me like I think every single time like 5 takes to say it while I was recording the thing about Enigmata. So I have like an interesting thought about this, is that there's 2 ways to play this. Sorry, I need to put this back here so I know exactly what I'm looking at. Let's do this too. Is not dead. They're trolling us and Fully shattered. I have a theory that is. See, okay, just me. This is exactly what I was thinking, is that I don't think Fully can be dead because they gazed upon the Trailblazer in Amphoreus. And based off of and that was not like it's like a time thing. It happened midway through Black Swan being on the Express. So it doesn't make sense if it's like Foley's dead. Unless it kind of that same deal as Cypher's lies makes like reality into truth. It might be that like that was a hint that Mythos is able to do the same thing. If everyone believes into a lie that Foley is alive, then it becomes true until they don't want it to be. Yeah, it exactly. And it's a weird thing for it to, like, let's say, like, another thing that is interesting is that if Foley is dead, the implication is that we also know that Evernight, March, is then like a part of Foley's corpus, which I found out is a word. I thought it was just corpse, but there's a part of Foley's corpus. And so it kind of brings up this kind of interesting point of like, I wonder if Enigmata is like kind of the vengeance of remembrance. Like, what if this is kind of an offshoot? This is like a crazy theory that we'll find out whether it's true or not. Like, the reason why it seems like Evernight really hates the Garden of Recollection is that maybe they're the reason, they're the people responsible for Foley's shattering, causing too many memories, messing with the memories, something like that, and it shattered, causing one of the fragments was the birth of Enigmata, birth of Mythos, and they're kind of the vengeance of like of Foley. Like, it's like it would be an interesting point that, let's say that like Foley is dead and Mythos was like kind of the literal child of Foley, and it's like almost a vengeance of it being it. However, was Foley even alive? I mean, they can give their past writers ability to become mimetic entities. What if he's not exactly alive, but a mimetic entity too? That's another point. Is that, that goes into the point of like, what exactly are eons? Because that's a good point. Is that 6-phase ice is condensed memoria, right? Is that like confirmed? Wait, let's see. 6-phased ice. Also, you might see me like sweat slightly a bit because like it's not hot enough to turn on the AC, but it's just like warm enough with my like little LED lights that I might sweat a bit. So I'm like trying to this is okay, there's no confirmation about what exactly 6-phase ice, but it seems like 6-phase ice is condensed memoria, essentially. Give or take. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. My current thought is that I don't know what I think about Foley being alive or not is, because if Foley's not alive, then what's going on with the Garden of Recollection? And if the Garden of Recollection is like, there's so much weird shit about the Garden of Recollection. Like, Black Swan was mentioning their whole entire like little group that is what is the exact words she said? It was like they are the people that put themselves at the, let me go find the exact wording or something like that. It was they put themselves as the like on the pinky finger of Foley. And I wonder if that was like a hint that they are the actual ones controlling Foley. Like they did something to Foley to be able to, or tricked Foley to be able to control Foley. Foley, or is it Foley? I don't exactly know actually. Let me see. It was what? It was an HSR 3. Was it 2? I think it was 2. HSR 3.2. I'm just gonna play my own video. It's a little bit of my self promo there. Yeah, I do wonder. I feel like fully being a lot dead or alive doesn't matter because people can still walk paths even without an eon. That is true. I think what makes the big difference about whether or not Fully's alive or not is that whether or not March Evernight is like a shattered fragment of Fully, or what that actually means. Because it again, a lot of what how she mentions it. Let's see. You were born from shattered lumiflux.
When you were born from that shattered lumiflux, when you were buried along with the remembrances lie.
It's also very interesting with the concept of remembrances lies, because by definition of what remembrance means, there shouldn't be lies, right? It's memories. It's supposed to be memories. It's kind of like, I mean, okay, bad example. I was about to say it's like the news. But bad example for America. But like it's supposed to be like a very specific 1-to-1 ratio of how memories are retold. That's why all of the memo keepers are based off of retelling stuff and historical things. But it's also kind of interesting too if you look at it that all of the memo keepers, yes, they're based off of retelling stories, but it's also they're also like occupations that kind of make interpretations on history, right? Or interpretations on story. Like Black Swan is a fortune teller and a tarot card reader. She's not a historian or a librarian. So by definition of what a fortune teller does is they take information or what is might happen and interpret it, right? And same with like Rekka is he's not a like documentary person. It's he makes videos and movies. Yeah, exactly. He makes he's not a documentary director. He's a movie director. He makes historical fiction. So it's in a way, a lot of the memo keepers almost have this weird interpretation where they're not retelling memories, they're reinterpreting memories, which is more along the lines of Mythos, because Mythos is about like kind of messing around with like reality, with fiction, but just enough to make it believable. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what like all the memo keepers are. So it's interesting to me that, well, how many of you actually like, is there a way to make a poll here? I don't actually know if there's a way to make a poll on YouTube. I should look that up one of these days. But how many of you guys actually believe that March is Enigmata versus like Remembrance? Because she's definitely one of the two. Or number three if three for goals if anyone wants to try it. Three for anyone has beliefs that she's still veracity. Both make sense. Both is both is D. His choice is D. Evernight is Enigmata. March is Remembrance. Evernight's Enigmata. Ooh, that's interesting. What if she's both? She could be both. That is something that is. I think by definition, it's another weird thing is that as someone who's born from, let's say she is born from, she's born from like fully, like how much of that, like can someone who is born from the literal corpse of a god follow another path or retain like path? Like Don Hung follows Trailblaze. He also follows Permanence, but like, can he not follow Permanence even if he's like a Videodara? Is that possible? Or will he always have to follow Permanence? I think is like another weird thing about this. There's a lot of weird things about like the characters being like parts of eons.
When you were watched by the garden's pawn.
This also implies that March was like, this was also like March, or yeah, Don Hung is weird. Don Hung follows the Trailblaze now. theoretically, possibly the Hunt at one point, or Don Feng did. That was a creative name. And and like Trailblaze Hunt-ish, permanence guaranteed. Yeah. He's following destruction. Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. The scepter itself is literally born from erudition and is following destruction. So you kind of have a point there. Actually, I didn't even think about that one. Ram things. Exact. So this is this. Yeah. So this is a yeah. These are exactly. This is, I think, because these are Black Swan's like hands, or looking like Black Swan's hands. I think this is interpreted as like the different memo keepers at the garden. Do you guys think that I know it wasn't it? There's like an old theory that what was it? That Mythos, that Fully is Mythos, and Fully never existed and is Mythos's lie. Like, do you guys believe that, or is it you think that they're both like actual eons, separate eons? They're just related to each other. If you don't remember.
It doesn't matter. That's what I was made for. Melt the self and seep into the cracks of time. The future that belongs to you is so blissful and pure.
It's also very interesting to me.
The remembrance choke.
Okay, so what is this? This is the fat question. What is that? Yeah, the music's fire here. The music is absolutely fire here. The remembrance chose blank. I just realized Evernight said that she was made for this purpose, to protect March herself. So I'm assuming March existed first and Evernight came along. I think matching to what it said in Sirene's drip marketing. What is Sirene's drip marketing again? I had that pull up a little while ago. Let me see. Sirene drip marketing. That sounds familiar. I feel like I'd heard about that. More as Olas, hello. Most likely the 13th Titan. Yeah. Oh, you think it's you? The remembrance chose you? Huh. Interesting. Chose March. I don't know if that makes sense, though. This is kind of similar to Enigmata being created from remembrance. It could be. I'm trying to find Sirene's drip marketing real quick. I had it pulled up for a second. Here it is. So you can call me Sirene. Yes. In March, we still don't know if Evernight was created either from Fully or by March itself. Someone may later on, would Mythos not just be like the decay memory over time? Reminds me of. Yes, exactly. Like, I don't know too much about Honkai Impact Third, but I've seen a few things where people are saying that Sela and Veliona is like very similar to Evernight and March. I don't know too much about their relationship, but it is kind of interesting because I think a lot of people thought Evernight was going to be kind of like evil March, to the point where I kind of was hoping that we would get a March 7th Evernight boss fight in 3.6. I feel like that would have been sick. Like an Evernight boss fight, just imagine. That would be so cool. Even if it just ends up being like a thing like an Argenti thing where it's not really like a boss fight, like a testing thing. Oh, it would have been so cool. That would have been so cool. I also wonder how Evernight's relationship is going to be in the future, because unlike Don Heng and Imbiber de Lune, who's like 100% the same person, he just switches. It's like his Super Saiyan form. That's like he just switches that when it becomes real. Like Evernight is a completely different personality. Also, Evernight's not even her real name. That's another thing. That's not even her actual like name. We don't know that yet. I'm kind of in the mindset still that she, like, full prediction story for Evernight right now for me and you guys can tell me what you guys think or what you guys believe. Think Evernight was so fully Evernight was made, fully shattered, created different fragments. March 7th was one of them, and then Evernight's part of that thing. March probably wasn't not even awake or alive yet, and they found out that they were watched and being like kind of in a prison by the Garden of Remembrance, Garden of Recollection. Evernight like kind of opened up to her powers as like a part of fully Emanator of Remembrance. I don't really know exactly how to say, like descendant of Eon, essentially. Broke out and then essentially was gazed upon or found by Mythos and started following Enigmata, and became Riddle. Is kind of where I'm going with this. So if you don't know, there's in the description for Enigmata, what is this? Mythos. It's said that Mythos has 4 agents to them, and that's a very specific term. It's not like it's not like 4 methodologies, 4 things. It literally says 4 agents. I could pull it up here, right here. Fog of thought and rain of sensation to reveal to mortals the inexplicable truth through their 4 agents: morph, screen, riddle, and mirage. And so what my thought is that morph, screen, riddle, and mirage are the methodologies, but I also think morph, screen, riddle, and mirage is also like the names of their emanators. Kind of like how for what was it, Nanook, it says for destruction they destroy or lead or impact the worlds through their Lord Ravagers. Then each Lord Ravager covers essentially the destruction of a specific path. Then like Mythos in a way is Enigmata in a way is like this is their 4 different methods of skewing the truth, essentially. I don't know. That's my current thought about it, is that essentially that Evernight represents Riddle, is like the real name is Riddle, and she's just like she was born out of the Remembrance, kind of like Mythos, and she kind of has like a beef against the Garden of Recollection for like destroying fully or essentially her original body, or having some sort of like it seems like there's like a very big conspiracy going on inside the Garden of Recollection. My guess is Mythos was born to hide what happened to Fully via misinformation, meaning in an odd way, March and Mythos are kind of like siblings. Mythos is March's older brother. That's fucking wild. Imagine having a sibling that is that is God. That is literally the god of trickery. Essentially, not trickery, like the god of misinformation. Wow, that's a word. Is there anything else here?
Even if you don't remember, it doesn't matter. That's what I was made for. Melt the self and seep into the cracks of time. The future that belongs to you is so blissful and pure.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, 100%.
And yet, the remembrance chose.
This is still bothering me. I don't know what could be the word that fits here. Remembrance chose corruption, conspiracy. Remembrance chose Aha is hiding what happened to Fully. I don't think Aha could do that. He would laugh. He'd probably laugh at what happened to Fully. I don't know. What would this be? Is it to recreate the world? Like,
Leaving Amphoreus in nothing but a desolate midnight.
so, but that specific thing affects Amphoreus too. Oh, destruction. Cyphera did the same thing. Wait, that's actually true, Cypher. Technically, the power of elation would be lies, then, I guess. Or acting. Which I guess to say would be lies. Chose death. But how does that affect Amphoreus to leave it into a desolate midnight? I don't understand that part.
I shall cleanse it all.
But it's something that she can cleanse, quote unquote. Misinformation, chose lies, essentially. I think what maybe the remembrance chose as a path moving forward is less about memories and more about interpretation of memories to fit one's needs. That would be an interesting flip and would be very relevant, I think, to the world. Is that if they played it that the remembrance decided as a group that followed fully to not take in memories exactly, but skew memories, because it's like apparently it's a big sin and only a few memo keepers are allowed to do it, to steal memories. But what if you could adjust memories? Because we kind of saw that a bit in memory bubbles and in the memoria of Penacony, that you can kind of play around and adjust memoria. So it would be interesting if part of it was that they chose to basically take memoria and or take in memoria and essentially skew it a bit, make it believable, but make it kind of adjusted to their needs, I guess. And then that ended up cracking fully because none of the memories were real, essentially. Oblivion is interesting. Okay, I looked it up. Day 97 I thought would be March 7th, and I thought that would have been great if day 97 was March 7th. It's not. I think it's like day 97 of a given day is April 7th. I was like, oh, that was so close. You could have just went like, oh no, what would that be? 30 days beforehand? It would be 67, right? Day 67 would be March 7th. 97 equals 3 months, 7 days, or from December 1st to March 7th. Is December 1st like a important day in Star Rail or something? I was wondering. Anyways, let's look real quickly at Cyrene, because someone mentioned that Cyrene has something that matches something from the 3.6 from the Myriad Celestia. In this meeting ordained by fate, or a long overdue reunion, it's making my heart beat faster. Then please once again call me Cyrene, just like when we first time. Ripples of past reverie, Cyrene, a meteor streaks across the night sky, sailing ripples through the river of light, gleaming in 13 hues. Definitely 13 titans. Daughter of Ides Elysia, Chryso air, who nourishes unknown. Sow the seed of memory so that flowers may bloom. And together we shall write a verse unlike any other. Wonder if Ligus has any control over anything related to the remembrance in Amphoreus. I don't think so. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Ligus doesn't follow Enigmata. It just makes no sense that he doesn't. It like he decided to go straight destruction instead of just being like, there's already a path that exists that is doing exactly what he wants to do. I don't know. Like, okay, so I'm working on a video about Ligus. Hopefully I can get it out within the next couple days. It's not like a lore theory. It's not like an explanation or too much of an explanation. It's more like a character analysis of Ligus, because I think his character is fascinating. He's like the best. 100% without a doubt in my mind, Ligus is the best villain in Star Rail. Hands down. First of all, great voice acting. Love that. The voice is amazing. But Ligus's like philosophical thoughts, philosophies and motivations are highly based off of Greek old philosophies. And a lot of the ways he thinks about stuff is so interesting to me. Hi, do you think Evernight is the complete march, the fragments of her that she lost? I don't think she's the complete march versus she's the emergency button march. shit goes wrong, Evernight comes and fix it any means necessary. I think that Evernight wasn't there when March woke up with the Trailblaze because she didn't need to be there. And now I think moving forward, she's going to be there. And I think it would be kind of a very fun little like nods whenever like they're in trouble. Evernight comes out and then fucks shit up. And then the rest of the crew is like, hey, no, too far. Don't. Let's not do that. He wants to be able to seek information, but without influence of Noose. Yeah, so... Oh, God, let's talk a little bit about Ligus. I love Ligus's character. He's so interesting. Now, okay, objectively, this is going to... I'm going way too... this might, like, spoil my own video that I'm working on, but fuck it, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. I hope you guys would watch it anyways, but Ligus is, to me, a very fascinating character because the whole point of Ligus's, like, mentality, right? His whole entire philosophy is that essentially, on the foundation of what Ligus wants to do is wrong. It's just flat out wrong. Ligus is basically claiming that because Noose has the ability to essentially calculate all futures, then Discovery kind of kills its own point, right? There's no point in the Discovery because Ligus, theoretically speaking, is almost omnipotent, can know everything that's going to happen in the future. And it goes back to the very old and probably one of the oldest philosophical questions out there is if there is fate, is there even free will? And that's the kind of almost concept that Ligus is playing around, is that because Noose can calculate everything, then thus if it can calculate everything and quote unquote, he's always right, or they are always right. Thus, there is no free will. There's no more discovery. You can never go above this knowledge singularity because everything that can ever be known and discovered has always been discovered by Noose, essentially. His thought process is pretty understandable. What he's doing is straight up evil. Didn't Ligus warn about the remembrance? Yes, Ligus did warn about the remembrance. I think we'll get into that in a second. But see, yes, I think his thought process isn't wrong. The foundation of the reasoning of why he's doing something is wrong. And I'm actually this is the exact analogy I'm gonna be using in my video. But essentially, imagine if there was a guy who is taking a test, and in this test, and constantly taking tests, in these tests, they've always gotten 100% of the questions right. Let's assume that they're not cheating. Unlike me, I was definitely, that's how I got through college. Don't worry about it. But I'm sorry, Mr. White and all my professors. But let's say this guy got 100% right every single test. Does that mean theoretically they will always get 100% right? Will the next test they get 100% right? Does the past mean of getting always everything perfect in the past mean that the future they will always get it right too? Or will they get 99%? Will they get 98%? And that little concept of difference matters because just getting one thing wrong means that Noose can't be omnipotent. It's just they're really good at calculating everything. But Ligus is essentially saying that Noose will get everything right, thus there is no free will, thus there is no discovery anymore. And the irony that I love, the extreme levels of irony in this, and probably one of my favorite moments in Star Rail is this moment right here, where I had really, really bad quality on this one, but this moment right here, when he's saying this, he's saying this all to right here. He's saying all of this to Herta, who literally was the person who proved this wrong. She's actually saying this to the one person that knows for a fact that he's wrong, because she's the one who proved it wrong. That's the whole reason why Herta became a genius. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. It's like if you know the small details about these things, which it's just so good. That's such good intent in writing. Don't mind how I'm shaped here, but yeah, I universal genocide is terrible. Don't like that's not the great answer, right? I think that's incredibly wrong in the way he was going about it. The guy has been stuck in the cave a bit too long. It's just that I do wonder if. Just curious, are you half Vietnamese? I am full Canto. I'm full Canto Chinese. But my family's from Vietnam, or my mom's side's from Vietnam. They like always claim that they're full Chinese. Don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they claim. But according to my family, I am all Chinese Canto, mainly like Hong Kong South region. Yeah, go Hong Kong. If you play ZZZ, I was very very excited for I was very excited for Wi-Fi Peninsula because it's based on Hong Kong. Anyways, this is, if you don't know how Herta became a genius, I believe it's like is through the solitary wave theory, which was essentially the proof that Noose can't always be right. Her literal whole entire reason for being a genius is proving to the world that the god of erudition can't always be right. And so that by itself completely falsifies Ligus's whole willing of being. Because yes, Noose will most likely be right, but that also doesn't mean they can't be wrong. And that's like, it's such an interesting dynamic. And in a weird way, I do wonder if this is because Ligus set himself up to go and try to destroy Noose and lock himself essentially in this cave that he keeps talking about, that he doesn't keep up with the new technologies, new discoveries coming from erudition, because he uses, what is it, old algebraic something calculations.
A detached part of Noose's divine core.
I'm using my own videos because I don't have one on top like that I could pull up immediately. But he uses some algebraic calculation system that was literally proved like not as efficient by another Genius Society member that came 22. Well, I think it was like Evan or something like that. That was like number 22 or something like that. He's literally basing everything off of old systems that that hasn't been updated. It hasn't like went out and Aiden, thank you. Quantas, oh god damn it. Quaterzane algebraic expressions. Quaterzane algebraic expressions. Yeah. I'm still thinking about the conversation we had with him in the Exomyth at 3.5. It gave me so many questions about what else he knows about Trailblazer. Yes, actually, that is so interesting. That's a great way. That's a great thing to kind of transition to. I don't think all 8 of the other Xander bodies are evil. I do wonder if they keep in touch. I think that a lot of them might go about it in different ways. It might be interesting to see a version of Xander that is actually like a history fictionologist, or goes about it in a way of, instead of trying to destroy erudition, trying to prove them wrong, right? I think they all have the same goal, though, of like trying to like disprove or show that something is wrong with Noose always being right. But I do wonder about that. But yeah, there is an interesting scene in the beginning of, let me see, where was it? Let's mute myself. I'm so. It was right here, right? Playable Xander robot, dude. Where is my playable Skrullum, dude? Oh, I would pull for Skrullum so bad. Also, another side note. I also don't know why Skrullum isn't an emanator of erudition. Just as a side note, it doesn't make sense to me that Skrullum isn't an emanator of erudition. Like, I get Ron May, but Skrullum seems so goddamn accomplished that it's like, it seems weird that he wouldn't be. It is a confirmed he, right? Or is it? But netted teeth. I'm sorry, I might be pronouncing this wrong. I'm also like dyslexic, so I'm so sorry. Yeah, Polka too. Polka is confirmed. I thought Polka was confirmed, isn't she? Yeah. 1 in 3 chance of elevating you to an unparalleled existence among the stars. And this is referring to the Stellaron in their body. And that's so, like, if it's referring to the Stellaron, the way I interpreted this was that Ligus knows the ability, whether that was an old method or a newer method, knows the way of how to activate the Stellaron in a way to make the Trailblazer into a Lord Ravager. That's the way I interpreted this. I don't know. I don't think I can't be an Eon, because I don't think Stellarons, because Stellarons by definition I think come from Nanook, if that's confirmed. I know it has related to do the destruction, but I don't think a Stellaron has the ability, one single Stellaron has the ability to make an Eon. But I do think if done right, it's just sticking it in their body became a Past Rider destruction. Yeah, Celanova. So it could be that activating it in a specific way could possibly make Stell or Kalis, depending on who you play as. Just side note, I don't know why, maybe it's just me, I always think Stell is like the actual main character of Star Rail. I don't know, she gives me main character vibes more than Kalis. No hate to the people who play Kalis. This is not no hate for them. I just feel like Stell just gives me more main character of Star Rail vibes. But honestly, that's beside the point. Is that it also brings up an interesting point, if that can artifacts of eons essentially give the possibility of making someone a path strider or emanator of said path, right? Like, can let's see, what would be on? I guess, like, no, that has been proven, right? Because the stone hearts, diamond stone hearts, creating the stone hearts, basically force the path of preservation onto all the stone hearts, right? So theoretically, if activated right, could it force them to become a emanator of preservation? Maybe. I don't know. It's paths seem very. The more I play this game, the more it's like a lot of the rules and things are very fluid. A lot of story quests is basically just breaking the previous rules of everything going on. It might be the opposite. They were given them afterwards. We don't know yet. Yeah, that's true. I don't think we don't really know too much. But it is interesting that I feel like this is gonna pop up somewhere, and it's not gonna, like, watch this like pop up in like two fucking, like, in the next region. It's like, it's not gonna pop up now. Like, it's gonna pop up sometime when we least expect it, in like fucking 2 years later, and we're gonna be like, oh my god, this one thing that Ligus said. Rules are meant to be broken. I think Kayla and Stell should coexist in the game at a certain point, or at least know more about Trailblazers Pass. You know, I think that would be cool, because I do personally don't like the idea of the self-insert character. I do like that Genshin is kind of stepping away from having Ether just be like you in Genshin, and that it's it's in some random character trailer. It's in a Myriad Celestia like 2 years from now, like just out of nowhere. But yeah, I think that it would be cool. Let's say, like, maybe in the future we find out that Stell follows Trailblaze, or let's say whoever you picked, right? Stell is like on the Trailblaze, and then we meet up with the Stellaron Hunters, and they actually have Kalis. Oh, I think that would be fucking fantastic. That would be so cool if that there was like a missing mysterious member of the Stellaron Hunters we don't know about, and it's actually just Kalis, or you know, opposite of whoever you pick. That would be so sick. That would be so sick. I don't know. They do a fusion and they become Machiavelli. Has Cersei's question of whose memories did the first neurospores been answered yet? Yes. Technically speaking, yes. The first memories is, well, it's implied, right? It's implied because the memories of what they're talking about essentially is that the world's built from memories, is basis off memories. Thus, Amphoreus is based off of memories. And if Amphoreus is a simulation that's based off of just trying to find what is the prime mover of life, thus the memories theoretically would be either deceptors or eruditions, would be nous. The memory was basically developed there. Now, the other way to interpret this is that what like an old theory was that Amphoreus was based off of Adlevin, where Nanook is from. And Nanook was and there's like there was a belief that Adlevin was where the, oh god, what the hell was it called, the place where it's the universe that was inspired by Greek and Rome, and that was where, like, and that's where the basis of the 13th Titan, or the first new sports is that it's the memories of Nanook prior to ascension of an Adlevin. Well, is that confirmed? No, not necessarily. By the way, I'm gonna continue doing my this because I need to actually do it. But we're gonna lower the volume. Yeah, there we go. Lower the volume because your boy. Also, your boy needs to finish this so that he can get the jades to pull for Evernight. Also, funny thing about my account, just like kind of a random thing. I have this weird thing where I just so happen, this is, by the way, not on purpose at all. I just so happen to end up never pulling, like never getting Emanators or Emanator-like characters. I don't have Herta. I don't have Acheron. I also don't have Phynon. Oh yeah, sure. Hold on, I could do account showcase in a second if you want. It just so happens to be that way. Like, it wasn't by choice. It wasn't like I pulled on Phynon. I tried to get Phynon, couldn't get it. I wanted to get Aglaya over Herta because she was the first Remembrance character. And then I just so happened to miss Acheron because she was, what's it called? She was with Aventurine, and I liked Aventurine a lot. So yeah, it just so happened to be that way, which makes it kind of challenging for some of the MOC runs sometimes. But you know, your boy gets through it. He tries really hard. But yeah, I only have Herta for now, assuming most likely Evernight marches an Emanator. She will be my second one. Yes, like Emanators are weird because I still have an internal belief that okay. How many of you guys believe that the Shenzhou people are Emanators? The Shenzhou generals are Emanators, or like, are their spirits Emanators? Because I don't understand why they haven't just like straight up announced it yet. Because to me, it wouldn't make sense if they aren't Emanators, or at the very least, their spirits aren't Emanators, or spiritus aren't Emanators. If fucking Nanook has 7 Emanators that are specifically said to have match the generals of the Xianzhou. You've been trying to get Robin since her first rerun? Dude. $60-40. I used to, but now I think it's more like, it's like Harmony with the Spiritus. Yeah, I can see that. I do personally want them to be Emanators, because I think that would be sick. I think Fei Xiao at the very least, because she got the gaze from Lan. But I think what's interesting now is Star Rail's kind of stopped pushing for the idea of single people, or even intelligent life forms being Emanators, but rather just constructs of whatever like furthers their goals. To be honest, the only like characters or people that are emanators that have like consciousness so far that we know of is Acheron, who technically isn't even Acheron, which is Nihility, which isn't technically a emanator in the traditional sense. It's Herda, who I don't have the Herda, but Herda, who is by definition of what is like of erudition, has to have intelligence, conscious thoughts, right? There have to be geniuses and find the truth and such, so that makes sense. And then not even destruction, because Iron Tomb is a virus. Iron Tomb isn't a conscious being. I do wonder if they gain consciousness from being an emanator, but Iron Tomb is a virus, which is a really, really cool concept for emanator. By the way, I think it's cool. Is a computer virus that affects all machine life, which is so sick. But then it now seems like for like the harmony, like you mentioned, Dominicus doesn't have thoughts. It's just it has the power to basically spread peace, and whoever is in it is the one that can adjust that, which is let me find it right here. Where the fuck is my Sunday? The most like used character in my account, Loki. Like Sunday followed Order for the time when they when he took over Dominicus, and Black Swan did mention that he had at that time the power of an emanator. Yeah, Celanova I think is supposed to be yeah, Celanova, Zephyro, and the others. So it seems like I'm not sure if you guys saw my theory about the trail, or like when I was talking about the Trailblaze Explained. Oh, he has a feather. That's kind of sad. Is that I do wonder if the Astral Express or Pom Pom is the emanator of the Trailblaze. That it's the construct that literally pushes forward the Trailblaze. Thus, it is the emanator of the Trailblaze and has the open power of the Trailblaze. Emanator Sampo. God, you know the thing is, I want Emanator Sampo too. I want Emanator Sampo so badly. I want Masked Fool Emanator Sampo so badly. But the thing about that, here's the weird thing about that I can't justify it being 100% like, or like 90% true or gonna happen, is that it's been confirmed that AHA literally picks their emanators at random or whatever they find entertaining. So there's like two ways this could work, is that like either they picked Sampo at random and he then became like embodied elation, or Sampo somehow was so entertaining as a masked fool that he then became, I should probably pull Sampo here. That Sampo was so entertaining as a masked fool that he became an emanator of elation. Dominicus is just Harmony's Mecca for the families. Dude, that is... Wait, actually, that's actually kind of funny. The Harmony's family, the Harmony's emanators are just Meccas. Oh, that makes me look at this all a completely different way. I've been saying, just kind of like an off-topic thing, as a low-key as a joke, but I think part of the reason why I like Star Rail is like one of the main reasons why I like Star Rail is not just because of the story. The story's great, interesting. I like the world. The world building's great, and it kind of occurred to me that part of the reason why I like Star Rail, or I might like Star Rail, is because it's kind of like essentially a space version of One Piece. And I've been seeing this internally in my head. That's been happening more, and I've been thinking, and I've seen it like every so often where someone's like, "This is a reference to One Piece," or "This is like a thing for One Piece," and so I'm like, it's kind of. I was like, yeah, you know what? It is essentially space One Piece. You have a single ship, you have a tiny mascot little animal thing, and you're traveling around to different worlds. The main character is kind of a weirdo with like, but somehow everyone listens to them for whatever reason. And like, they are just space One Piece. Himiko is Robin. Dan Heng is Zoro, I think. March Nami? I figure that so. When does Trailblazer get hockey? Dude, they got hockey when they got destruction. We actually got this is a we started at time skip. That's literally what happened. I'm telling you, dude. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Hoyo comes out and just says like, yeah, we have some inspiration from like a manga, and it just so happens to be One Piece. Like Sario was just space One Piece. Oh no, that would be really funny though. But yeah, who did you guys want to see account showcase? I forgot if you guys said that, if someone said that, but yeah, here's my account. I got my Hycillans, Light Cone, space here, relics. I don't really know how to do an account showcase if I'm gonna be so honest with you. But if there's a character you guys want to see, let me know. I'll show you guys. What do you think about Black Swan? Actually, perfect. Now that you brought it up, we're talking about Black Swan here. Here's two ways there's a way I want this to play out, and there's a way that I feel like they're gonna play out. Because I don't think they're gonna make a character that's playable evil. There's just no way they're gonna do that. I don't think that's not something Hoyo typically does. I would love it if Black Swan was like a memo keeper that snuck into the Express, kind of tricked them to go to Amphoreus, got March 7th away. Like, it was part of the reason to get the Trailblaze there and to in order for the Garden to be able to get Amphoreus, to take over Amphoreus. Absolutely would love that. I would love Black Swan to be that person, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Black Swan is gonna be part of the quote unquote good faction of the Garden of Recollection, or one of the different factions of the Garden of Recollection that is trying to, as she says it, stop the bad faction that's trying to take over Amphoreus. And I think that's going to end up what happening. And it would be like, I think Rekka is going to be part of the same faction as Black Swan. I would love for Black Swan to be like low-key evil or like conniving or mischievous, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just doubt it's going to happen. Like, Star Rail doesn't like, or Hoyo doesn't like making their playable characters to be too antagonistic. Have you pre-farmed for Evernight? I have, but I don't think I have a good enough set for here. While we're talking, let's build out Evernight. You know what? Actually, fun. Let's do this. Let's switch March 7th to her preservation form. I have pre-farm Evernight. I don't have her relics because obviously I don't have her relics. But I do have the bone set enough for us to like kind of build her out. Her, what is it? Is it the bones? Yeah, the bones of demise. And she wants, what is it? She wants crit HP, right? HP. Is it energy regen or HP? We'll do HP. And then ice. And then we'll do, I don't know about speed. Let's just say speed. Crit rate, crit damage, and HP percent. I actually wanted to be honest, being on our side, but she was hiding from us that she sent us Amphoreus to awaken March's Emanator powers. I feel like that would be, like I said, I think that's going to be actually the case. Oh no, I think you're going to be right, just me. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. I just think it would be so interesting to have a character that kind of like snuck onto the Express and kind of fucked with us. But yeah, I don't know. Off topic, but I really need more lore about the equilibrium because it's the only path that can master multiple paths. Yeah, okay. So I said that's also possibly the Trailblaze, but the equilibrium is another one that's interesting too. I feel like with that, it would have to be mastered two paths that are opposite of each other, maybe like Hunt and what's the fucking one again? The one that they hate, that is literally the whole reason for the Hun being around. Fuck. The abundance. There you go. I do love how she just straight up dipped it from the story when she said she. Yeah, well they said that Black Swan's gonna be relevant in the in 3.6. They said that Black Swan's gonna like take part in it. Her and Sunday are gonna do something to help out with Amphoreus. We saw Sunday. I don't know we didn't see Black Swan in the trailer or any cutscene, but I think it would be sick. I think it would be awesome to see that. Didn't recognize March as Evernight. Is it? But she didn't. Well, I mean, theoretically speaking, right? She would have known, right? She would have known that March was Evernight. What is it? Wow, I do need to farm this more, actually. You're just, God damn it. I do need to farm this more. Holy shit. Ugh. I thought I had way more of those. Okay, we're gonna go do that. Maybe Black Swan will help Sunday see onto Amphoreus, just like when she showed us at the beginning of the story. What about Memo Keepers that's actually on the Express, the one who does one of the endgame Oh, I thought I wonder if all the Memo Keepers look like that are like just NPCs. Well, it's not, but like that Memo Keeper is a Memo Snatcher, which actually brings into the question about the MOC. This is just saying that, like, if that brings into question MOC itself, which is kind of funny. But yeah, shows up in some memory bubbles now found on the space station where. What? Wait, what? Found trinkets. Say that again. Wait, where is that? In the Express station? Where are you talking about? Since other didn't Thirda already kidnap that Memo Keeper? Exactly. So I don't know how she's doing. She's our first confirmed Memo Snatcher too, so that's interesting as well. I thought when that happened there's gonna be a lot more talk about Memo Snatchers, but it doesn't really seem like that's going to be the case. Or unless the faction that Evernight is talking about are the Memo Snatchers. Black Swan has a dialogue with... Well, just because they don't... Yeah. Wait. Does she... Oh, yeah, she does say that. She did say that at some point. I don't remember when she said that, but she did say that. You're right, she did say that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like Black Swan's gonna be... They're not gonna make Black Swan evil, even though I kind of want evil Black Swan. Just like I kind of wanted Evernight to be a lot more evil. What do you think of the theory about Himiko being Polka? Is her face covered? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What do you mean that Himiko has her face covered? Are you talking about the version 3.6 trailer? Like this one? Himiko being... Where is Himiko covering her face all the time? I didn't even think Himiko showed up here.
Self-righteous path strider of the harmony. You think you can do that?
You know that the dawn is there, and the blazing sun destined to rise.
If a new life is to be born, its seed has to be dead.
I am the one who guards the trailblazer's way.
Can we also, by the way, I just want to say that what's it called? Don Hung's thing, the little thing he said about the Trailblazer, about guarding it, and then when we got the free like announcement for the free Don Hung, that touched my heart a little bit, man. I'm gonna be honest, that melted my little frozen heart. I was like, oh, that's a little sweet. That's kind of sweet. Oh, on Evernight's notebook, Myriad Celestia. Okay. Are you talking about?
Before you forget,
Okay, but okay, I gotta talk about this. Okay, I gotta talk about this. This freaks me the hell out. Okay, I love Evernight's design. I actually think Evernight is probably one of the best designed characters in Star Wars. I love her design. Absolutely fucking love her design. This part freaks me out. I don't like, why does her glove show her fingernails? Just like, her design is great, but this is the one thing. This is the one thing that like weirds me out. I don't know why. Yeah, I'll cover the trivia about being the light cone in a second, but it's just I'm not sure. Does this mean this is like goo? Like, this is like some Memoria goo? It's not her glove. Her glove has nails polished. I know, but it's like, it's weird, dude. It's that's the one thing that screws with me. But everything else is great. I love Evernight's design. Yeah, your trivia. I actually have that like up here. The textures of memories. I remember you posted that. The universe is like the wasteland filled with rubbish where occasional treasures lie undiscovered. They referring to Fully, yeah, Fully sift through the cracks of yesterday, seeking seeds of memory. If new life is to be born, its seed has to be dead. Paralysmus. So this actually brings in like, thank you for bringing this up, by the way, just me, but I wonder now if this means, if this is actually like a light cone of Fully dying, of like Fully being shattered, which is so interesting. If new life is to be born, see, there's precious stones of pink, which would be March, maybe, blue and white are brought forth. It's interesting. So, okay, so another thing that's interesting is that they say specifically pink, because the color light spectrum, I believe, is different, but specifically pink, blue, and white. So I wonder if there's like different other characters that are born from Fully that would be from blue and white. Pink, blue, and white, all three are oh shit, you're fucking right. Oh, you are fucking right. Shit, that is her colors. That didn't even click in my head. Yeah, that is her colors, actually. Yeah. And the phrase "if new life" is the phase Evernight pronounces in the trailer. Let's see. Wait, hold up. That was stupid. Wait, hold on. I have a lot of tabs open because of you guys. Hold up. Where does she say that again? Memories.
Remember 97 gave up.
It was like right here.
They covet. They lurk. They covet. Brewing blasphemous plots.
Its seed has to be dead.
Are you willing to
3.6 trailer. Okay, got it. Cool. Let me pull that up real quick. Wait, that's me. That's me talking about that. Never mind. Where's the 3.6 trailer? I had it pulled up somewhere here. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I, in fact, didn't have it pulled up. Hold up.
Is it memories? Unfortunately, the result is just...
Well, the thing is, we were always killing Amphoreus. That was a weird thing about Amphoreus, about the whole entire Aranova thing, was that Aranova is literally destroying Amphoreus and remaking it from memories. That's the actual domain of Fully. It's so weird that that would be destruction. I mean, it is technically destruction, but that is actually like what's Fully's literal like whole goal in being a Eon is. Hold on. I would have loved to see Terrivox though, like an actual like model for Terrivox, but it's, you know, it's cool. We get Tall Hung.
Oblivion. Sink into the sea of Time for some sweet dreams.
It's also interesting to me that Evernight, that Enigmata is the domain. So she always says sweet dreams. Like Enigmata is Enigmata is the domain of dreams. So I feel like she has to. The relic's literally named World Remaking Deliver. Yeah, I know. But it would be so cool to see like a unique looking Droma. Still don't know what she means by let's bring the true Evernight to Amphoreus.
Strider of the Harmony. You think you can do that?
So when I first watched this trailer, I didn't hear Harmony. I still hear Hunt.
Righteous Pathstrider of the Harmony.
I heard self-righteous Pathstrider of the Hunt, and I thought she was talking about Don Heng at first, and I was like, wait, what? And then I realized when I turned on the closed captioning, it was Sunday. Enigmata, yes. Crazy that Don Heng evolved into a hybrid of Zhongli's forms. Dude. His final form at the end of it all is just going to be Zhongli. It's like Don Heng, Zhongli, confirmed. At the end of Star Rail, the final form of Star Rail is it becomes Genshin. I'm gonna say this and someone's gonna make it into an actual theory. All of the Trailblazers are gonna be, all of the nameless are gonna be the different archons of Genshin. Proven fact.
You can do that.
You know that the dawn is there, and the blazing sun
Destined to rise.
If a new life is
Here we
to
go.
be
To be born.
born, its seed has to be dead.
And that is exactly what it says. If a new life is born, the seed has to be dead. Textures of memories. It is wild that is exactly like that was hinted at. It's also crazy. Oh God, this is one thing that's very interesting to me is that how much they plan in advance for these stories, because that also means that they had to know at this point, even with the March 7th like umbrella thing, that March 7th was going to have a second form and it was going to involve an umbrella, and this is like, I think what that implies is that maybe actually that implies that she's talking about Mythos' birth from Fuli. Fuli's death caused Mythos' birth. Interesting. The eclipse at the start of this is sus too. Yes. Evernight thinks that Amphoreus would harm March. Because it did harm March. Not Amphoreus' people, but Amphoreus as a whole harmed March very literally. Like, she was a ghost when she arrived onto Amphoreus, and she kind of like went into a mental shutdown after that.
Day 36, day 70.
It's also very interesting is that from the time perspective of it, when March fell asleep, the time in which March fell asleep to the Trailblazer and Don Heng arriving on Amphoreus couldn't have been more than like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. In that span of time, March had 97 days in Amphoreus by herself. I wonder if there's any way to calculate the actual difference between Star Rail time to Amphoreus time. The closest we got was in 3.5 when it's like, it was literally like an hour, I think, maybe an hour to 2 hours of time in the Exomyth and outside, equivalated to 1,000 years in Amphoreus, which is crazy. Or fully went into hiding in like Zhongli before faking his death. That would have been hilarious. Think about it. Why was March taken to Amphoreus spiritually in the ice form without explanation? That is a good question. We still don't technically know why. I mean, it could like very well be because of how much Memoria is in there. It doesn't really seem like she has a connection with the place in terms of like a historical connection, or it could maybe actually, because it could be that Amphoreus, because Amphoreus is created by Ligus and the Scepter. So I wonder if there was like a deal made with the Garden of the Recollection, because the Garden of Recollection knows about Amphoreus, right? Like I'm still trying to figure out that there has to be some sort of relationship between Ligus and the Scepter to the Garden of Recollection. There has to have some deal made in order for the Garden of Recollection to provide Memoria for the Scepter to create Amphoreus. What do you think of this theory? Genshin takes place in HSR. Oh, for sure. It's already. I'm fairly sure it's already almost confirmed that Genshin. I was gonna make a theory about I haven't caught up fully with Genshin yet. I haven't even played. I've just been watching other people play or watch Ashikai about it. Just don't have time anymore, man. Like I have just to be honest, like I started a new job recently and that's been really hitting me on time, dude. I want to put out more theories between patches. I want so badly to just make more cool shit happen. But dude, it's getting rough sometimes. But I'm gonna try. There's no way I'm giving up on it, but it's really fun. No, for sure though. Genshin's in Starro. I was actually gonna make a whole entire discussion board and just like theory. Not really theory, just kind of like a video that was like postulating the idea of if Genshin, because there's a lot of Genshins, like Amphoreus is very Genshin coded if you look at it, like in one way or specific. Every Amphoreus has city-states that is ruled or associated with a specific god, and those gods have followers that are path striders, that are Chrysos heirs, that have the ability to inherit said god's ability. That's essentially just almost in a sense, not 100%. That's kind of like vision users. So if Amphoreus has a lot of aspects to it that's like Genshin, it makes me wonder what exactly is Genshin. And let's say if Genshin's in Star Rail, what path or paths or eons is affecting Teyvat, right? That's kind of what I'm thought is, because if this based off of Amphoreus, it seems like the paths would be based on remembrance. Like that would be the main one to be able to recreate a world like that. They may have made changes to remembrance, if I remember correctly. Remembrance is in Simulated Universe had the deal. Yeah, it had Ice for Blessing. They have Memo Sprites. Yeah, I mean, it's weird that Harmony is break, to be fair. I still don't get that one. I'm not gonna lie. That one's still a bit weird to me. That was a stretch. But yeah, no, I do wonder. We haven't actually talked about this. Is that I'm losing. All my tabs are everywhere. We haven't talked about Cyrene actually at all. Because, for sure, there is some sort of tie with Cyrene and March 7th. You cannot convince me otherwise. There's no way that Cyrene has absolutely zero things to do with March 7th. And I know she was called a Child of Remembrance too. Yes, Child of Remembrance, but the weird thing about Cyrene that doesn't make sense is that under the concept that Child of Remembrance means being born from Fuli's corpus, Cyrene can't be that because she's... Oh. Wait, I actually just thought of something. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I just thought of something. Okay. Guys, listen. Cyrene could be simulated March. That was my original theory, and I still kind of like put it on that. But what if, to create Amphoreus, to literally build out Amphoreus, one of the deals when the Garden of Recollection maybe shattered fully, they gave Ligus or the scepter as a basis for building Amphoreus, a shard of Fuli. Literally one of the seeds of Fuli, of that was actually Cyrene, kind of like March. March was one of the seeds and Cyrene was the other, as it was another one. And they gave the fragmented, shattered part of Fuli to Ligus and the scepter and use that as a basis for the Memoria to create Amphoreus. And that's why she's the 13th Titan, because she's literally the seed of Amphoreus. She's literally the part of Fully. Ligus was just a meteor. That's Nahida all over it. God damn it, you're right. Fuck it, that is Nahida. No. Oh no. Another person in the same path like Akron or Herda in the game. Well, wait, what? Could March / Evernight as an Emanator since her kit needs another person in the same path like Akron and Herda and kit in the game? I think there's a lot of people like that. Isn't that like a normal thing? I thought, is that just like Emanators? I feel like that's like a pretty normal thing, or maybe I'm just mistaken. Wait, so Cyrene should be also in the past cycles of Amphoreus? Well, Cyrene is in every technical past cycle of Amphoreus. Yeah, that would make them sisters. Because that would be so. I think that's like. I think that might be my play right now in my head. I can't make a video about it before fucking the Amphoreus comes out, but Amphoreus comes out. What the fuck am I talking about? 3.6 comes out, but that might, unless it's not revealed yet. I feel like that could be interesting if instead of her being a simulated March 7th, which was my original theory because that made sense at the time. Now knowing that March might have literally, March says Evernight, might have literally been the shattered fragments of Fully, that another part of it, and that's why they look so similar, is because they're actually sisters from Fully, and Amphoreus was built off of Cyrene, and Cyrene is the 13th Titan because she literally built everything based off of the memories. I wonder if Argenti will make his reoccurring appearance. I do want more from the beauty, man. I feel like it's just a fascinating. I really do think the beauty is a fascinating path. Because of the fact that they aren't taking into account beauty. Drilla the beauty didn't literally. I'm sure she was beautiful. I'm sure she was beautiful, but Drilla the beauty came about from what was it? Drilla the beauty came about actually from staring into the meaning of the universe and finding it beautiful. Which is a very interesting interpretation of beauty. We're going to do rewards. Wasn't there some about girls with pink hair being picked more often for something in Amphoreus? There was the rose-colored, rosy something maiden. I want Cypher or Finon to travel with us at Express. I don't know if Cypher is going to do that. I feel like at the end of it, it's going to be... Yeah, Amphoreus is going to become real, but it's also going to be... there's like a part of... I didn't even read anything. We're going to do this one. Okay. So then how many possible fragments of Fully are there? How many sisters can there be? I mean, he shattered into a lot. They shattered into a lot of pieces. They had a lot of pieces to them, so it could be quite a bit actually. You think Finon and Sirene will join? I think I think you're right. It's either neither of them will join or both of them will join. I highly doubt only one of them will join. There's no way only one of them joins. Silently coping for Akron to physically show up other than Trailblazer dying. I feel like she's gonna show up. Nihility is she's definitely going to show up when the Lord Ravager Zephyro becomes a thing again. I suspect Cyrene becoming a new Eon that replaces Fully, but different path, like either humanity or love. Isn't that like Alicia's thing? Was that she was Oh god, I don't know. I don't remember the lore too well. It was like Alicia was the. I said Harbor. I was thinking Harbinger because I was just watching the fucking Nodcry shit. No, what is it? The Hersher of something. The Hersher of whatever, of love or humanity or something like that. Hersher of human ego, something like that. Yeah, I don't know HSR Honkai Impact like lore that well, but if that has anything to go off of, she could become an Eon. But I'm definitely thinking she's an Emanator that represents Emanator of Remembrance. That's like my main thing, is I think she's 100% an Emanator of Remembrance as a child. Like, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, but like there's a thing about children or descendants of Eons, and it questions like, are they by default Emanators or like Emanator-like statuses? Like, what does that what does that mean? You know? Oh fuck! I think I picked the wrong one. I wasn't paying attention. Should be fine. I'm not like concerned. Wonder if permanence is related closely with. How do I do this again?
Feeling lucky.
The show begins.
Wait, shit. What the?
The show begins.
I'm pressing the. Oh. There we go. Is this like a demigod theory? I don't have a theory about it yet. I just don't know what to call it, because it's not a. It's starting to become a thing, where the corpus or the descendants of Eons are becoming more relevant in the story, and there's no term for it. It doesn't seem like a normal thing, but Dan Heng is the literal shard fragment of Long. Now March and possibly Cyrene is like a part of Fully. The Trailblazer could be a part of the Acavelli. Now, oh yeah, an Iron Tomb, like, and now we're like coming to the point where I'm starting to like side eye Himiko. Like, what is she gonna be? Like, Polka Kakamon is definitely one theory. My original one was that she was a former like IPC Stoneheart, like Ruby or something like that. I do find it weird there's no Ruby, and that's kind of part of the reason why I thought about that. I kind of hope that's a thing. I don't know. I think it would be really fun to have a character that has like that was expressed that was formerly IPC. Exploration in Amphoreus 2. Not too much. I was planning to I was planning to do a little bit here. How did she repair the? Yeah, exactly. How did she repair the Astral Express alone? That was like my main thing. Miko's Pass is really interesting. We need to dive into. Yeah. Because I think that's like how what is Himiko like? There's no way that an average scientist just got the money enough to build the Astral Express. Second to that is that the Astral Express runs on Trailblaze. If it was stuck on a planet, her planet, for God knows how many years, her fixing it up, and in her lore, she traveled around her planet a little bit and got dropped off from the Astral Express. That's not enough to get it started. There's something about it, like that. There's something more about it that has to work. There's no pass for her beyond that point either for Himiko. The only thing we know of is that her childhood, she studied to be a scientist. She was in college and school for like interspace travel engineering or something like that. Well, the thing is, Pom Pom didn't appear until midway through like a couple expeditions, so it was like later after Himiko got the Express. Like it wasn't until I think like after like a few expeditions. Pom Pom, yeah, Pom Pom didn't show up until like a little bit later. As Xander, by trying to kill an Eon Empath, he ended up creating a new Eon Empath again. That would be hilarious if that would be the most ironic thing ever. Is that if at the end of it all, like Xander accidentally created a if Cyrene becomes a new path in Eon, and Xander just accidentally created it. Yeah, that would be almost poetic to a T. But I think, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen because I think there's already I think that like the irony for Ligus has already come up so much. Pom Pom has to say the Astroplex. Yeah. That's why I say that I think that Pom Pom is the Astral Express itself. It's like personified. It's literally, I don't know why they chose a bunny, but it's literally a personified Astral Express. It's having the will to explore enough to empower the train by a minor amount. I don't know, because the implication we have is that the Astral Express runs on Trailblaze. So the more it goes into a place that's unknown, because like Amphoreus, it went to the whole point of going to Amphoreus was to make sure that the Astral Express got more fuel. And by Black Swan's definition, going to a place unknown by Acavelli themselves, never been to, caused it to have enough fuel for God knows how long, for an insane amount of thing. Hey Ripper, yeah, if you have a theory, just like point it out there. We'll talk about it whenever we get to it. Yeah. Either that or thus the probably Emanator Pom Pom. Yeah, so the thing is, if by that definition, let's say Himiko fixed it up, if the Astral Express is dead on the ground, how does it start back up to the point where you can get enough fuel for it again? Can you kind of like jump it like a car battery where she used artificial fuel, gas, electricity, fucking nuclear fusion, whatever, started the Express and got it to another planet. That other planet managed that traveling to another planet got it enough power to be able to start the Express and then just kind of run it from there and just basically never let it stop until it got to the point where it was like, okay. Why would Acavelli pretend to be dead or MIA? I'm not saying Pom Pom is Acavelli. I think Pom Pom is the emanator of Trailblaze when Acavelli was around. So I think Pom Pom is the personification of the Express, and Acavelli blessed the Express to be able to have Trailblaze powers, and when they opened the path power to the Express, it created a personification of the Express, which became Pom Pom. That's my current like thought and theory. Oh yeah, and when it became a bunny, it just thought of whatever was cute that people wanted to talk to. That actually might legitimately be the case. I don't know, but that might be the case. That would be funny. That would work too, though. Isn't the fuel mentioned this? I also find it likely it is an Emanator, just like Elio was likely a cat. Do you think Elio is actually a cat, or do you think that's just like they can turn into a cat? I think that's a good question. All right. The mention of bunny reminded me of Cyrene. Now I'm feeling sus. Oh yeah, huh? Oh yeah. Oh, Cyrene's a. Do you guys? Oh, this is kind of a funny side note. On my for like the first, I think 3 videos after, or like for 2 patches after Cyrene's like English name officially came out. I think it was like 3.1 or something, where Finon said Cyrene. I got so many, like not hate comments, but I got so many negative comments. They're like, I hate the way he says Cyrene. It should be Sirene. And it's just so many people commented that. I was like, dude, don't blame me. Blame HSR's like English team, all right? But like, it to be fair, Cyrene is based off of a real like Greek place. Like Cyrene is like based off of Greek mythology. This is probably why it's called Cyrene versus Cyrene. But people, dude, I got so many people who was like, it's like, this is why I hate the English dub of HSR. Sorry, like that's such a stupid name. I'm like, all right, dude, chill. Like if you're gonna do that, you better be playing in Chinese. All right, you better be playing in Mandarin. Hi, Moriarty. Are you new to the stream? Oh yeah, Ripper, oh, thanks for writing your theory. What if Fully is alive in the past, present, and future? They are also connected to each other, that they can communicate to each other. So what if both the past and future are communicating with the garden? Huh. That would be interesting, but I feel like that would go against what Fully is, because Fully is based off of memories. I don't think Fully could exist in the future, but probably, if to a certain extent, I could see present and past, because they're the living embodiment of memories, so that so in a theoretical way, they can exist in that. I don't know. That's interesting. HSR started it. I think Trailblaze power depends on the person's perspective. For Himiko's first expedition on a new place, after realizing the world is much bigger than she thought, gave the Astral Express enough power. That could be. Like again, we don't know enough about it to make a determination on what it could be. Harmonize is probably better. I don't know though. The concept of paths are so fluid. It's literally a philosophical concept. It's like if you believe enough in something, like then something can happen. It's the whole basis of HSR's religious or power system too is based off of this old I forgot what was it called. There's an old philosophy that gods are created by human belief. There was an old philosophy of this. Pantheism. There we go. It was from Nietzsche. Of course it's from Friedrich Nietzsche. The thought is that religion and power is based off of the belief of humanity. Thus gods have no power if humans do not believe in it. And so that's it's a very old concept. I think it's also like Greek as well, but it's not Greek. It's like I think it's Buddhist. I believe it's Buddhist. Evernight say Fully chooses Cyrene. Wait, where does it? When did they say Evernight chooses Charleston? When did that ever happen? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I legitimately would love to know where that came from. Pom Pom gives a rating of 1. See, the rating gun doesn't know shit. All right. No, it does. Well, it might be that it gave them 1 because they might be an emanator, but Machiavelli's not around anymore to open up the power of the path, or like to adjust the power of the path. There is a theory that I heard that Fully has already recreated the world, and the one that shattered was the original Fully, and that the new Fully will be March or another child of remembrance. That's interesting. That could possibly be true. So, but by that definition, though, then there will always be a Fully in every world, essentially. Because we saw if the Trailblazer in trailer Evernight says Fully choose blank in the not March. Oh, so you're saying that you think the blank was Cyrene, or was not, so they discarded March and chose Cyrene to be the next eon of remembrance? Is that what I'm getting? By the way, well, after we're done with the simulated universe, I'm gonna do MOC, and we're gonna see how well that goes, because I haven't finished the last two. Not because I just haven't attempted it yet. Not because I haven't been able to do it. I just haven't attempted it yet. So, kids fighting for inheritance. Imagine that's the whole entire story of Amphoreus. It's just Cyrene and March fighting for the inheritance to be a god. I don't think I would even want to be it, to be honest with you. It was tied to be something similar to the Simulanka cycles from Genshin. I mean, that's a lot of Amphoreus, is this kind of the cycles based off of I think a lot of people originally made that connection. Also, Thirda did ask Muse the question, what is divinity? Which I do hope she'll have an answer after 3.6, 3.7. God, if Herda saves Noose, I feel like Noose should at least answer that question. I also do wonder, how much consciousness does the Eons have? Or are they so set on their path they don't have a consciousness to make that many decisions? Because, like, I wonder if, let's say, like, Foley's consciousness, or like his ability to, their ability to make decisions is kind of gone now because they became an Eon, and all they do is to gather memories. Or the same with Noose, right? Like, Noose just does calculations. They have no interest in saving themselves, they just calculate what happens. Noose gives a question of revival. That's literally what they do. They do that every single time. That's what they do a Socratarian method. Same thing with not fucking Cyrene. What's her name? Cersei. Cersei's the same thing. That's why they're based off each other. Is that they literally give all they do is give questions so that they can answer it, so that the person asking the question can find their own answer. Is not involved. Exactly. There's no way Enigmata is not involved. Noose is Xander? I don't think that would work. But I'm curious as to why you would say that. Akaveli was closest with humans. So Akaveli might be an exception, because Akaveli, I'm not sure if this is the right one to do. Akaveli, part of Akaveli's like Eonhood was connections as a part of the Trailblaze. So the Trailblaze, part of the Trailblaze is to make connections. So it might be that their actual ability to be conscious and speak to other people and make decisions is part of the fact that the Trailblaze embodies connections.
Shall begin. Let's see. Found me. It smells of money.
Does it? Okay. I just want Enigmata Evernight to rage bait Anaxa on his error thinking. I mean, dude, to be honest with you, like, oh, Anaxa. I don't know why I read that as Ligus, but yeah, I know. Anaxa is a funny thing. I think it would make sense that once Amphoreus becomes quote unquote real, that Anaxa becomes a Genius Society member. I think that would be fitting. If like Anaxa becomes the next Genius Society member, I feel like that would work very well. Would to be if Cyrene and Finod do join the Express at the end of everything, they will probably bond over this rebellion. Yeah, I guess the face. Cyrene and March / Evernight. I mean, there'd be a lot of pink. I do think it'd be interesting to see that. It would definitely be a choice for Star Rail to start doing a thing where they add one character to the Express from every single region, because that could be very, like, business-wise, not like story-wise. That could be very taxing. That could be very taxing on the budget and crew, because they have to now animate more people. The story has to involve more people all the time. They have to hire all the voice actors constantly to do every single one of their voices for every region. I don't know the difference in price, but I can't imagine adding more people to Express all the time. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, is going to be something they do, because at the end of the day, they might have pitched that idea, but realize in 5 years that's going to be a very expensive decision. Trailblazer, okay, sorry, but Trailblazer lost, and Elio, being Trailblazer's friend in another timeline, turned back time and gathered Stellaron hunters to watch over Trailblazer. Well, that's the thing, is I'm not sure if Elio would be able to turn back time, though. Yeah, they follow finality, and my current thought process is that Elio is an emanator of finality. That's why they're able to do so much. Their predictions and prophecies are so widespread, like compared to the Omen Vanguard. Like Elio's prophecies is so much more vast and accurate, and like it's so crazy versus the Omen Vanguard that I feel like there's no way they're not a emanator of finality. Is there expectation that AMPHOREUS will have a good ending? Sure, we can beat Iron Tomb and maybe this. You think everyone's gonna die? Damn. Oh, that's rough. Maybe. I know. Obsession seeks this. Crit damage this. You do realize Iron Tomb is headless. It makes since the Iron Tomb is the body of Noose itself. Oh, that's what you're talking about, Charleston. I see. The head that somehow came off and ascended to Eonhood. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Well, Iron Tomb is a virus. That's one thing. So Iron Tomb is a virus. But the form it's portrayed as is in fact a headless body. So you're right about that. That is actually a really interesting thing that I don't think I noticed. That is also brings up the question of like, okay, well they ascended to Eonhood. What happened to the rest of Noose's body? I understand what you mean by it being Iron Tomb, maybe a representative of that, but Iron Tomb itself is a calculation. It's a virus, so it can't actually be the body of Noose, but that does bring up a very interesting point, that it might represent the body of Noose. It also makes me wonder, like with Lon, they have record of Lon ascending, that with like Lon of the Hunt, but I wonder what happened to Lon's actual body, like their human body. Because Lon ascended after the human body died, right? So Lon ascended after the human body died, and then the Hunt became a thing. So did the Hunt take Lon's body and become the Hunt? Or was the Hunt like, just like, the Hunt just became a thing and separate from Lon's body? Yeah, dude, for the longest time, they always here, like the thing that like got me was that for the longest time, I thought Noose, I feel like everyone thought this. Let me see if I can find a thing. Let's try to find Herta Myriad Celestia. At this point, I'm never gonna finish this Divergent universe. But this is fine. It's fine. It's fun. Like, for the longest time, until I think, like, Herta's actual, like, Myriad Celestia, I thought this was the eye of Noose. I thought Noose was literally this eye and this floating thing. It took me until literally watching, I think, this Myriad Celestia to realize, like, it's a whole ass head. Like, this is the eye. This was like the side thing. It took me so long to realize that. If you think about it, if you think about it, it won't be as much as taxing as it seems from what I understand the devs. Okay. From what I understand, the devs said that they plan to do around 9 planets, the last one being Pig. Did they say that? Wait, what? Did the devs actually say that they were planning to just end it at 9 planets? Or 10 planets? Oh man, if that's the case, that would be like 10 Express members added on, and it would literally be one piece. Is Noose the head or simply the program? Noose is the head. Noose is the head. And there's like, it's only the head though. Which also brings in the question, how fucking big this robot was. Or like did the robot get big because it ascended? Like Xander must have created one fucking huge robot. And then Nod Cry. Yeah. Yeah, it took me a really long time to realize this was like a whole entire thing. I don't feel bad for the Xianzhou people getting Mara struck. I mean, they did ask for immortality, and they could be upset at the balance of life and death. I mean, it's like one of those things where, like, be careful what you wish for, you know? Like, it's, I do feel bad, but I do also understand where it came from. I don't think it's right. I think the idea of Lan rising up and being, like, literally becoming an Eon because of vengeance that so much that, like, it didn't really work. But I will say, though, one of my favorite factions, and I can't wait to learn more about and like get more content around, is the Galaxy Rangers. Dude, I cannot wait for more Galaxy Rangers to come out. I can't wait for La Mancha to come out. Oh my god, the Galaxy Rangers are so interesting. I love Rappa. I love the goofiness of Rappa, of Boot Hill, and because they represent something so interesting, is they took this honestly kind of weird Eon to become an Eon and interpreted as justice and hunt, or justice and vengeance. And it is right, which makes it so interesting. You can't stand Boot Hill? What the fudge? What do you mean? Isn't the scepter itself the body of Nous? It's not. It's part of the body of Nous. It's one of the neurons that was a part of Nous. Why blame the grant? No, I get you. Like, yeah, no, like it like I did think when I first saw this Xianzhou, I was like, that was a little weird. Like that was a choice. I do think that part of it was what's the word? I think that was kind of a little bit of reflecting on the, I'm not gonna say it, but I think that was a little bit of Hoyo trying to poke at the Chinese government a bit and kind of be like, yeah, you know, just saying, this is like, there's a little hypocriticalism in there. And I think that's what they were maybe implying. I'm not gonna say that for sure because I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but I feel like there's a part of it that might have been, you know, that might have been. It's also so sad, as most of them were children, when they realized their own role of the hunt. When Rappa got taken, or Boot Hill taking his first shot of a gun. Yeah, like, I want so badly more representation of the hunt from less of the Xianzhou. Not saying I don't like the Xianzhou. I like some of the characters of the Xianzhou, but I want more representation and understanding of the hunt outside of the Xianzhou. Kind of like how I want to see harmony outside of the family, but I think there's so much of the hunt is kind of concentrated in the Xianzhou that I would love to see aspects of the hunt where it's taken in the perspective of a vengeance, of justice. One of the coolest facts when I was doing research on my theory about the 12 Titans and being representing the different eons, is that all of the Galaxy Rangers are based all the Galaxy Rangers carry balance scales to represent justice, in order to like literally balance the scales of justice where there's corruption. And that's such a fascinating concept. It's such a really interesting characters. So I'm like catching up on this. I have a theory that I do wonder something about the hunt. If targeting a specific Eon sends them to Eonhood, how come other Eons that target other Eons are just no rapid Emanators? I think so. I think that's a very hunt specific thing. I think it was very much a specific moment because it never had another time where targeting another Eon caused them to become an Eon. I have a theory that March 7th in the future used the power of Remembrance to turn back time and made Elio remember the future so that only Elio remembers, and that March lost her memories. Yes, it was encased in ice. Interesting. But that would make March 7th Terminus then, wouldn't it? Are you saying like March 7th was finality? It's also, one could debate that the morality of Lan focusing so much on Yaoshi when the cancer of the universe is Nanook. Yeah, there's also, it's interesting because someone brought this up in one of my comment sections, was that what happens when someone follows a path more than the Eon, or takes the path in a different aspect than the Eon. And I'm starting to wonder if that's what happened with the Remembrance and the Garden of Recollection, where the garden, where that's why it fully shattered, was that the garden took the path into a different place. That fully doesn't necessarily, that wasn't the reason why it fully became an Eon. So it like makes me wonder if yeah, it makes me wonder if, like, it kind of brings it back to like Ligus's reasoning for his motivation, and it really is. This is part of the reason why I really think Ligus's motivation and character is very interesting. Is it brings up this old concept of very, very, very old philosophical concept. I think might have originated in Greece, that of hubris. You can't enter the domain of gods. You can't enter the domain of divinity, or that's hubris, right? And so Ligus's answer to that, essentially, is that instead of going out there, and that hubris is, or what's it called? And entering the realm of God and being afraid of hubris, of entering the realms of gods, that, well, instead of that, let's just kill God. That was literally the answer that he was saying, which is a very interesting take. Is that instead of, well, if knowledge singularity is based off of nous, we want to break said knowledge singularity, then why not kill God? That's essentially what it was. Yeah, Ligus created the god; it's still a god. So that's like, it's such a interesting way of taking it, and one of the things that it brings up is that, well, what about everyone else, right? Like, what about the hunt? Can there be a better hunter than Lan? Is Lan only ever targeting the abundance? Then what if La Mancha from the Galaxy Rangers becomes a better hunter than Lan and hunts more out there in the name of justice and vengeance? What if La Mancha or Galaxy Rangers hunts down Lord Ravagers, or is able to hunt down Nanook, per se? Does that make them a better hunter than Lan, or can there never be a better hunter than Lan? You know, same idea, right? And so is there ever a better healer than what's the abundance again? I forgot her name. Yaoshi, or something like that. Right? So what happens when there's more, what happens when someone becomes better than their Eon, or takes their path in such a different way? About that, has the Honkai ever been mentioned in HSR? I don't believe, Yaoshi, thank you. I don't think the Honkai has ever been mentioned in HSR. I don't believe so. I don't think it was ever mentioned in HSR. Can't be afraid when there is no fear of God. Exactly. Wait, this is the perfect. This is actually perfect. Hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god, please. Get everyone. Get everyone. Get everyone. Sorry, Numby. I just killed all your brothers. No! Could the imaginary tree be connected to the Honkai universe and Star Rail universe? I think, wasn't it confirmed that the Honkai universe is in Star Rail? I thought it was confirmed that Earth and Honkai universe was in Star Rail, and that it's like being hidden by the Garden of Recollection. Like there's like memo keepers who are like hiding it or something like that, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Like again, I don't play HSI 3. That's what I heard from watching. I forgot if it was a Nova video or if it was a Ashikai video, but I'm pretty sure one of them said that. Couldn't find a sword. Lan is also targeting destruction as well, but if the case said person will become the Eon and consume the lesser path, the same like Enna and the Order. Yeah, that could be... Yeah, that's like the thing, right? What happens when someone becomes better? Like, if Fei Xiao becomes a better hunter than Lan, like, what happens? And, like, obviously the question is, like, okay, let's say Lan gets in front of Yaosha. Can Lan actually kill Yaosha is another thing. Like, how does that work? Can Lan kill Yaosha, or does it have to be one of Lan's followers that kill Yaosha? Oh my god, I just noticed how many fucking items I could purchase. Am I at the boss yet? I am at the boss. Okay, cool. Oh wait, I should have used it on the follow-up. Oh, and Georgia, what do you think what are you thinking in pulling Evernight and Dan Heng? Dude, I'm just gonna pray that I can get Evernight her light cone and Dan Heng's light cone, because Dan Heng's free, so I don't need more copies of him. My only thing is mainly trying to pull Dan Heng's light cone, and Evernight and her light cone. I'm gonna try for going everyone, but we'll see how well that works. But I'm definitely going for Evernight. If I can't get Dan Heng's light cone, then it's okay. I'll stay for Cyrene and we'll work it out from there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'm gonna let Fei Xiao do her thing against Hule.
Watch your head.
With enough believers, lies become reality. Harmony and unison. Stars echo. Fearless knows not fear. You can't run. Too slow. Never hesitate.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Forever. Triumphant. Victory is inevitable.
No dirty tricks. Watch your head. Spend freely.
I'll take it all.
All in.
Found me.
No dirty tricks. Bust.
Back.
Maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
So I'm gonna go read back. Oh damn! I honestly thought this fight would be over. Come on, Fei Xiao. Come on, girl. You did this faster before.
It's on me.
Another question: would killing Yaosha not erase the very purpose of the hunt? What happens then? That's the thing, right? Like, what happens after your Eon accomplishes his goal? And I think that's part of the reason why the Galaxy Rangers exist, is that it's confirmed now that
Watch your head.
the Xianzhou is also is hunting after Lord Ravagers. In fact, they fought many Lord Ravagers back to back. And it's been confirmed that the Hunt's followers, the Galaxy Rangers, killed Zephyro. So they're, in a sense, expanding the path. So they're expanding the meaning of the path. So does that make Lan, if Yaosha is killed, does Lan's eternal hunt end and someone else ascends to be the Eon of the hunt? Or is that, or in the same way of the belief thing, the followers shape the belief of the hunt. So thus, once Yaoshi is done, the Xianzhou and Galaxy Rangers now shape it to be the concept of vengeance and justice. Praise elation, dude. Okay, I have a curiosity. Just like a random question to all of you. If you were to follow one of the paths in Star Rail, like, not the one you want, but the one you think you would end up being in, what path do you think you would end up in? Zulo. Oh yeah, my bad. Not Zephyro. Zulo. You're right.
I miss them as I miss fleeting foams.
Nihility coded? Okay, that's kind of sad. Erudition or elation? Erudition. Oh, we're all going nihility? Damn, guys. All right. Y'all okay? Y'all good, guys? Y'all good? Nihility or fuck it? Damn, guys. You guys need a hug? You good? Probably preservation. We honor the preservation. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you. Erudition or elation? I would assume that probably a lot of you guys would end up in erudition or elation. Abundance. That's an interesting one. Trailblaze would be cool. It has to be erudition, nihility, elation. Dude, what is with all of you saying nihility? I'm getting concerned here. The most humane path. I got me an officially licensed destruction necklace. What the fuck? Maybe propagate. Oi. Oi, Moriarty, what's up? Explain. Explain. As nihility is, I don't feel like exploring planets to destroy everything I touch. A gooner? Nah, you know what? That's true. That is so true. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately kind of saw leaks, not because I wanted to, of what's the possibility of the next place we're gonna end up. But I'm curious because I don't want to... Jesus Christ. I'm curious what you guys think we're gonna end up, or what you guys think is the next path we're gonna see. I'm not gonna say anything on my end because I accidentally saw leaks. It's kind of the unfortunate thing when you follow Star Rail, but I'm curious what you guys will say. How about me? I'd probably say elation. I feel like elation depends on... I want to say elation because I always saw myself as someone that likes to entertain people and talk with people. Obviously, I'm doing this, but if you guys don't know, prior to me doing this, and obviously my corporate job, I was training to be a chef, and I love cooking and entertaining people and cooking in front of people and making cool food. I actually was thinking about remaking some of the food from Genshin or Star Rail as a concept for a stream, but I would need much more cameras and stuff like that to work. Washtopia. You don't want Jesus Christ. I so badly want to know how Trailblazer would interact with a gaze from... I wonder how that would happen. Like, I feel like, because they don't gaze on anyone, would that mean that the Trailblazer just has to walk into the nihility? Like, for that to work? Give us more happy planets so we got no freaking trauma. I do hope one of these days that maybe Star Rail takes a little bit from like ZZZ or Fate, where some in between or like after some of the more like, let's say after like a very intense patch or intense storyline, they visit like because they have the ability to do that. They go to like some happy fun planet that has like a summer thing or summer vibe. I don't know why they haven't done that. Like, why didn't they make like a summer event? Because it makes so much more sense than Genshin's, where they just end up like Himiko's like, hey guys, let's go to fucking the Hawaii planet, right? The Hawaiian island planets. Just and then you could, it would work. It would work so well. All right, guys, you're gonna watch me embarrass myself. So just want to say that I haven't done the last two MOCs, so you're gonna watch me embarrass myself. But I'm cool with that. That's why I'm here. Definitely elation. That would be awesome. It would be awesome. I'd love to explore a planet that had been protected by a dead eon like Beauty. I think that would be sick. Wasn't one of the options originally like where Adrilla ascended? Wasn't it something like that, Vampy? Or Wildflower? My bad. That's very cool. I'm training to be as a chef. Oh, you're training to be a chef as well? That's awesome, Vampy. I'm happy for you. All goes well, I'll finish the career at the end of the year. Are you going to culinary school? If so, that's good luck, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough life, and I respect you by all means. Do I raccoon in the IX universe? Acheron could just teleport us to the edge of oblivion. I don't know. I also, side note, I also noticed that like Evernight talks about oblivion a lot, and I don't really know what that comes from. Because oblivion, I assume, would be nihility. You don't get it today, that's okay, but don't forget to check the seclusion zone for those memory bubbles. I'm not sure if you have to talk with Herta first. I did do the Herta space station. Is that what you're talking about, Found Tricket? Characters do you regret pulling in your early playthrough HSR? What the characters do I regret pulling? I don't think there's a character I regret pulling for. Because at the time they were necessary. Like Fuxuan, like I don't really use Fuxuan anymore, but I will say Fuxuan got me through some heavy, hard shit until like Aventurine came out, right? What is this? What is this? Fire. Fire. What the fuck? Is this a break? Is this a break move? Use break here? Is break relevant? That's crazy. What is this? Ice. Oh, motherfucker. Can I use Castorus? I'll use Castorus. I do Firefly. There are new memory bubbles that appeared in after 3.3. If you're talking about the Herta Space Station one, I did that. If you're talking about not Herta Space Station, then let me know. Makes me cry. She was so unique. Skip Firefly and Boot Hill. No. I do love Boot Hill. I love Boot Hill. I love Boot Hill so much. I love Boot Hill for like reasons that should that make no sense. I just love Boot Hill. But you know, to each their own, right? Everyone has their own opinion on this. It's still my tank, so I'm just glad I got her. Couldn't go for Rappa, forgot why. Rappa was like right before Sunday. And I want Break to be relevant again because I love one of my favorite character designs in this game is Fugue. I love Fugue's design. Fugue is probably one of the most prettiest characters in this game to me. And I know all of you. I know every one of you is gonna start calling me a furry, but no, she's actually just so elegantly looking, and I want a reason to get her light cone because I have zero reason to get her light cone, but I want a reason to get her light cone. Where is my Remembrance Trailblazer? Also, your boy needs. Do you guys know if Preservation Don Hung works with Castorus at all? Because I need another abundance unit because my Gallagher is not holding up anymore as much. Do you think Diamond will be an auto XP? I think Oswaldo Snyder is going to be an auto XP. Fuxuan is still a staple in my account. Fugue is so... No. Yeah, totally not furry. Okay. If you were Isekai to HSR, who would you join? And you can choose one path from only living eons. Oh, you just said that so you don't you don't pick the fucking Trailblazer. Okay. I think the family would be the safest choice, right? Like either the Shenzhou or the family. Like the Shenzhou, you could go around going to war with just not being a soldier, but like the family, this is harmony, right? It's just chill. I mean, they're corrupt, but who isn't corrupt, right? Like we all live in a corrupt society at some point. With shielders at all, in fact, fuck. Didn't it say that Dan Heng, the new Dan Heng increases HP at all? I thought it did. Or maybe that doesn't affect. Fuck. Work. Gallagher build? Dude, my Gallagher build is... I'll show it to you guys later, but my Gallagher build is interesting. We live in a society. We truly live in a society. I will say, there's no character I don't regret pulling for. I do regret not pulling for Hyacinth. I did not think she would be as important as she is in this game. She, like, low-key plays such an important... She plays such a, like, important role in so many teams. It's kind of wild. This speed gives more attack. Hyacinth. Dan Heng increases attack. Fuck! Want to learn more about the Omen and Vanguards? I do too. I think... But I feel like they're not, like, showing to be relevant as much. Because Followers of Finality is gonna be the Stellaron Hunters. And it seems like the Intelligentsia Guild and the Omen Vanguard are kind of not cahoots, but they work with they work a lot with the IPC. I will say, this is kind of a random, not off topic, but I do want to, like, I have a very interesting theory that has nothing to do with Amphoreus and not the next region, but possibly like a future region in my head. And I've been playing around with it for a while. I'm thinking about how to make a video about this. Oh my god, please don't die. Oh my god, please don't die. Do you guys want to hear about this?
The truth burns clear as a flame. Everything in this world.
Oh, going back to your chef talk earlier, maybe you can recreate some of the dishes from the cooking event in Starro. Oh wait, that's actually a true point. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the cooking, a lot of the dishes were fairly simple though. I think there's a guy on Instagram that does I think it's Teyvat Bartender or something like that, who remade the drinks from the bar event, and it looks so good and pretty. I'm not like I enjoy a good beer or cocktail every so often, and I was like, man, I would love to try some of that stuff. It looks so good. It was a bunch of salads. Dude, I respect salads, but it's all good and all, but like, look, if your whole entire concept as being a chef is making like a fuckload of like salads, unless it's really, really interesting salads, because I've seen a couple, but like, yeah, I'm not sure, man. Think I know who you mean. He's on streams on YouTube. Oh, does he stream? I didn't know he streams. Yes. You're making a Discord server. I'm not. How's that venture going? It's done. Actually, here, I have it set up. I will be honest with you. I am very bad at handling Discord stuff, but I will put it out there right now and I'll pin it to the comment, and I'll try to be active in it. I will try my best. Let's go with that. Let me find my actual like live stream so I can post it. My plan is with the Discord is that we will I'll post updates on there. I'll post like kind of what theories I'm working on, and you guys are able to put your own opinions on there. I'll put discussions on my theories and what I'm researching, and if I'm in between something, maybe you guys can vote about which theories that you guys want to see more of. I will be honest though, I kind of want to do a little bit more ZZZ content because I actually really enjoy ZZZ. I'm just trying to figure out what theories to put out there. It seems like a lot of the ZZZ stuff is pin message. So that's Discord on the top there. If you want to click it, you could join it. I'm fairly sure how it works. But But yeah, I'm very bad at. I'm very bad at. I'm gonna be so honest. I'm very bad at keeping up with this. But I will try. I will give a chance and I'll try. So that's cool. A wish of mine is that finish Punk Lord. I think I don't think that the Stellaron Hunters will end up joining the Astral Express, but I can see the Stellaron Hunters becoming more allied with the Astral Express. Maybe it would be really cool if we have to ally with them for a whole entire, maybe their arc is that we have to, with Elio, is that we have to work with Elio and the Stellaron Hunters to solve like some big crisis in the planet. I think that would be really sick. I would love that.
Every petal in life's all will be swept away by the wind.
Yes. Kafka is too important to have her join. Yeah, I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're going to join. I think they're going to be constant characters, so like don't worry about it if you really love this. Do I heal here or am I fucked? Because if Hule hits Fugue, it's kind of over.
Already?
No, we're gonna do it. It's fine. It's fine. No. ZZZ does have good lore. I think ZZZ, it's weird because ZZZ's actual like storytelling lore, like I can't make that many videos predicting what's gonna happen next. Unlike Star Rail, Star Rail sets up in a way that's very great to watch and to figure out what happens next, and like you can make theories and stuff about what's going to happen in Amphoreus and what's going to happen next. ZZZ isn't really that well adjusted in that. It might just be that it's newer, hasn't gone through that yet. But what ZZZ does have that's really cool is that its world building is very good. If you don't know, if you can look into ZZZ. If you play ZZZ, obviously we're talking about Star Rail for the most part, but I'll get off that horse in a little bit. But if you look into ZZZ's like Reddit posts, they actually post how the writers post exactly how every single weapon in ZZZ is done. Like they have little written records of how Evelyn's weapon work, how Lycon's things work, how every single weapon our functions and is built and everything. It's so cool. I think that level of detail is amazing.
Unite our goals.
Silverwolf would be the only one that could join. Wait, why are you guys saying that Silverwolf could join? I've been working with them, or rather, Tenjo, how they manipulate us somehow. We haven't been working with them necessarily. I think the closest we've been working with them would be technically Firefly during Penacony. And that was really funny because I remember everyone kind of making fun of Himiko for being like super nice and happy going with Firefly and being understanding, like, yeah, she's a, if the Stellaron Hunters don't do anything bad, we can work with them. And then she just absolutely fucking hated on Kafka. And everyone's like, there's a history there. There has to be a history there. And I was like, yeah.
Let us dance once more.
All right, Hule, come on, please die.
Everything in this world is bleeding.
I guess Firefly on that. Yes. Have you guys tried? Just curious, how many of you guys actually tried the new Hoyo game? Like, were any of you guys? Did any of you guys get onto the CB? What was it? The test or something like that? I'm just curious.
All will be swept away by the wind.
There's definitely history. Dude, there's 100% history there. 100% history. There, like that's why I'm saying, like, I think it would be so interesting if maybe, I just realized that that Himiko was in the IBC and kind of had this like relationship with Kafka where she was the one chasing her around the universe. I think that would be such an interesting explanation for this. Yes. She was talking to someone in her last story quest. Wait, who? Are you talking about Kafka? I got the test. The new Hoyo looks boring to me. Yeah, I feel like it seems really more for kids, like younger kids. Dude, like in all honesty thing, I don't think personally, I don't know how old, like what's the age group here. I know my audience tends to be around 20-ish to 21 to about 30-ish. I personally, this is just me personally, I don't think kids should be allowed to play gacha games. If you are not old enough to get a job in your given country, I don't think you should be allowed to play a gacha game. So when I was in China, my family's from China, I was shocked. I was shocked to find 8-year-olds playing Genshin in restaurants. Genshin in restaurants, rolling for characters. And I was like, look, if you are 16 and you have a part-time job or you can get a job or something like that, like that's fine, whatever, right? You know, you're starting to learn about money, that's your spending, right? And ooh, I remember seeing that and I was like, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not sure, that's just me, but like I was like, I don't, that doesn't feel right. Did I misplay this? Yeah. I don't know. So like when they made the announcement that like this game's gonna be for like smaller children, I was like, please don't be a gacha. Like it could be live service by all means, right? But it's, I don't know about it being a gacha game. Like it just doesn't feel right. And also I think ultimately I think it would be good. I think it would also be good to make gacha games kind of like R-rated or 17 plus or 16 plus, what have you, right? Because it would allow for them to make more adult themes, which they already do. They already cover fairly adult themes, but make it more like clear, right? Like it bothers me to no end that in Genshin and less so in Star Rail, they kind of that they're like, oh, you just saved the universe, but you can't drink. Like, what the fuck? Like that like bothers me to no end.
Sam, awaiting orders.
I like, it's like the smallest detail, but it like gets me. It's same thing with like animes too and stuff like that. Then again, some kids start working at like 6. Okay, yeah, sure. I don't need big booba in my Hoyo games. I don't need it either. I guess like, you know, it gets the job done for whoever, for a certain audience, but like, you know, it is what it is. Do you remember how everyone thought characters from the Everflame Mansion were going to be playable, and then Acheron turned Inferno Duke to relics? I do remember, and I do think they're gonna. I'm sad that Duke Inferno is not playable, but I do think the children are going to be playable. Because they were said to have escaped, right? If I remember sure. Llama. What's gonna be your team for Evernight? Isn't it the only team right now? Because she's a remembrance only unit, so it would only be Casterus right now, right? So unless they put out another, I hope I really don't know. I didn't see leaks on this. I hope Cyrene is a DPS that can work with Evernight, because that would be sick. I would love that. I think that would be really cool to have Cyrene and Evernight in the same team, and like one of them is DPS or not. It's because they escaped and survived. Here's my theory. Yeah, I do hope they bring him back. They were such cool characters, especially
No holding back.
what's her name? Constance? Was it Constance? I think Constance was sick.
Cloud scatter.
I mentioned because you don't have Hyacinth, dude. It's gonna be rough, man. I need another. I got Lingsha on a rerun, and I feel like, okay, you know what? If there is a character I regret pulling for, it might be Lingsha, because this was right before Lingsha's rerun was right before Hyacinth came out, and I think I would have just rather got Hyacinth. If I'm gonna be honest. You think Cyrene is gonna be? A lot of people think Cyrene is gonna be MC replacement. God, God, die, you little shit. I'm nearly at a 25, dude. Come on, please. How are you not dead, you bitch? God damn it.
Recalibrating. The truth burns everything in this world.
I think I hear Cyrene works with everyone. That would be interesting.
Stubborn one.
I'm kind of sad that I am kind of sad that
Every metal in the
I'm kind of sad
swept away
that
by the wind.
that Evernight doesn't work with everyone, or it doesn't work with more characters. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
Dreams of a past. Let us dance once more.
They're remiss because fugue precedent. I'm really curious about Sirene. I don't know if you were the one who theorized this, but someone mentioned that there is no Lord Ravager against Remembrance. Yes, I was the one who said that. I wonder if someone does replace Fully, that someone would take the role. So the way this was before we knew that Fully might be dead. So the thought, I've seen some people say right now that it might be that Fully, because Nanook is an Eon and can see Eons, right? They might know that Fully might not be around, and so that for that reason, Nanook never found a need to have a Lord Ravager against Remembrance. There was also the thought that Finon, it's not really understood whether or not he has the equivalency of a Lord Ravager, but let's say he did, he might be the one that would be against Remembrance because he would be an embodiment of the anti-life equation, and the anti-life equation is a memory-based thing. Cyrene or Tribe E1 Cyrene. I don't know too much about the thing, so I don't know. All the things are blessing will have the blessing of Yaoxin now. Is it really a thing? Oh my god, are you fucking serious? What the fuck? What in the fuck? What in the fuck? God damn it.
Tired already?
Please.
You will require invigoration.
Does this kill him? No, it doesn't. It's not gonna be enough. Okay. Does this work? There we go. Yep. He did get a gaze from Nanook. Yeah, he did. I'm starting to wonder about the gazes. Like the gazes. Because it is kind of said that the gaze doesn't necessarily mean that they're an emanator. I'm starting to wonder if that was said so that they could have characters that got gazes in the past, and the ones that we see from now on implies that they're going to become, or they're becoming emanators because they were the ones seeing them. Personally, I think Finon is a Ravager of Destruction itself. That's what I think too. I think that it's very possible. It makes sense because it's the same idea as the. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's the same idea as the fuck. What's her name? Alicia wasn't like the Hershers destroy the world, but she's the one that is for humanity. It's kind of poetic in a way that Finon would be the anti-destruction for the destruction. Oh my god, gays. All right, guys. All right, chill. Okay, let's see if this works. Fuck, that was stupid. Why'd I do this? Why'd I do that? That made no sense. Why'd I do that? Do you regret not getting Hyacinth? I do. I didn't realize how important she was going to be. If there was one character I wish I got, it was probably Hyacinth. You think Constance's design is a bit boring? Himiko's dress, without any advance part, was given Jade's hat without the flare. Oh, that's interesting. This is, yeah, whatever, we'll do it. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, I didn't expect that. Wait, oh, that's weird. Okay.
We can do it. Don't fight, so I
is this basic attack or skill? Shit. What am I basic attack? If destruction wants to destroy everyone, that includes themselves. Yeah, it said that once they destroy the world, they will then take themselves out. It was stated that they would do that as a part of the their like motive. All the Lord Ravagers stated that or something like that. So wait, actually, there's a weird there's a random theory I want to kind of bring up that, or not my, I guess it's my own theory, but there's a random thing that pops up, is that I think after the next region, the region that's coming now, the one that's after Amphoreus, because is going to be based off of Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur. I think the region after this one is going to be based on that. And then there's a very specific reason why. Once I figure out how the fuck I'm going to win this. Because what Hoyo tends to do, at least for Star Rail, what Star Rail tends to do is that they like to hint to future events like 2 patches at a time. And what was, so like, for example, Penacony was hinted at literally in the beginning of the game, right after Belobog. They were gonna go to Penacony, but they ended up going to the Xianzhou. Amphoreus is Lord Ravager and the whole entire thing with them, and the Emanators and stuff like that, kind of hinted at from the Xianzhou to Amphoreus. And then Penacony, we get 2 things that I feel like is going to hint to the future. One of which I think is going to be, I'm not going to speak to the next region because, again, I accidentally saw leaks about it, but you guys can probably figure that out on your own. And exactly, Wildflower, I think it's because of Gwenaifen, because of the Fate collab. The most wildest thing is that they mention in the Fate collab, for no reason at all, they didn't have to say this at all, that Saber had a conversation with the Trailblazer about, is there a version of Camelot here? And Trailblazer mentions Gwenaifen, who is actually Guinevere. And Guinevere, I had to look so deep into this lore about Gwenaifen, is from, I believe, a planet called Camelot that was taken by the Swarm and has a brother named Lancelot. And it was a whole entire thing that made Saber go, what the fuck? Which reasonably, because that would mean that the woman that cheated on her slept with her brother. But so I'll show you guys this after I beat this MOC. But it's so cool. It's so cool. I'll show you guys this in a second. But I was like, that's a hint. And then Sapphire, like the what's it called? The Stoneheart. Their design is based on knighthood. Their design is all like English knighthood. Their crest and everything is all based on knights and it's. I was like, so I'm like kind of on the idea that it might be that after the next region or the next planet, we end up going to the to like a British or English knights version of Star Rail. That's kind of like where I'm going with this. Amphoreus, I speculated that Amphoreus was also a real place potentially. It's the organic equation. This simply we use as a reference. Yeah, I think the main one isn't that it's supposed to be Adlibin, right? That the Amphoreus was supposed to be where Nanook was from. That's, I mean, they aren't the same, but they intersect because destruction is an end. Basically, one of the details. Sorry, might have missed something. Can't wait for playful Sir Gawain. Oh, Tifa is definitely was definitely a Fate player. Strongly in the Machiavelli Terminus theory, as I think that would be fitting because it would also give the Stellaron hunters another reflection point with the Astral Express. That would make a lot. It would work really well with that. Do you think? Sorry, I'm like looking through the questions. Who do you think needs a buff? Fucking most of the people from 1.0. Seela needs a buff. Let's just say, like, Seela needs a buff. I feel so bad. I love Seela's character, and I think Seela by herself is one of the most. Seela is like a low key, just just like taking away everything. As a past strider, Seela's kind of OP if you think about it. Not in the game, right? Not in the lore of the game. Her ability to just kind of cut through space-time is kind of broken as shit. Argenti, I don't have Argenti, so I don't know too much about it.
Life is not so fragile.
Do you think the Chrysos heirs will be revived at the end of the Amphoreus story, or will they remain dead? I'm sure they will be revived. There's no way. This is not because of lore, but there's no way in my head that Star Rail is gonna kill off one of their characters. Oh fuck.
Guess how many lives I have.
There's no way in my head that they're gonna kill off one of their characters. It's just they're the characters that they work so hard on.
That feels way better.
Buffs now. Playable Void Archives when? That's a question, bro. They were barely mentioned, so I don't know when is that gonna happen.
Embrace a new life.
That are we going to a planet shown in Sparkle's Myriad Celestia? So I'm not gonna speak about that one. Jinglu buffs. I'm not gonna speak about that for reasons you can figure that out on your own. Jinglu buffs again. Someone's a Jinglu enjoyer. All right. Oh my god! Please, please do damage. Oh wait, shit. That was not what I meant to do. Okay. Yeah. Does anyone know when they killed off Himiko in HI 3, was it like a good business decision? Does anyone know that? I'm curious. Like, I legitimately am curious how much that affected the game or affected people. Because wasn't Himiko in HI 3 playable? Until confirmed otherwise, I will believe Celenova is Void Archives. Really? That's interesting. They have the same hairstyle. I don't know. What does Void Archives look like? Celenova? Are you talking about Locha? They don't look the same as all of Celenova.
If not, I'll catch my breath for a while.
Right? I never looked up how he looked. I don't know why I never did. Okay. Let's fucking do this. I remember where I was when I saw it. She's playable. Until she had a Batasuit or 3, I think. Yeah. But Celenova is the same race as us. How? Yeah, so like I feel like they wouldn't. I think they kind of learned from that it didn't help them financially. Not saying they won't do that. I could totally see them like kind of honestly do that again, which it would make a lot of people sad. But I feel like they would need it would. I don't think they would kill off characters yet in Star Rail. But I will say, if they were going to do it, it would make sense to do it in Amphoreus. It would make the most sense. An introduction to the Void Archive. I do wonder when they're going to end up going back to the Shenjo. Because I'm surprised, I'm honestly shocked that in all the 3.0 stories, they haven't gone back to the Shenjo at all. It's like shocking to me, honestly. That claims right. Yeah, we should be good. They killed. Okay, actually, no, you're right. They did technically kill off Misha, but Misha was already dead. To be fair, they did kill. To be fair, Misha was technically already dead. And I will say, during the Fate collab, when they brought Misha back for Pom Pom, my heart. Like that hurt my heart to my soul in like a good way. Like that was the best part of the Fate collab, unironically, was when they brought Misha as a servant, as Pom Pom servant, as rider, and it was so beautiful. That made me, I felt that in my soul, man. And especially when Pom Pom was like, "You're not staying," and I was like, "No, don't know. I was so sad, and I'm glad. Like, I'm kind of sad that it was in like kind of a temporary event, but yeah, like that was such a good moment. That was such a good moment. Because I was kind of sad when Misha, like, we have a literal character. We have like Misha, who is the actual watchmaker, not get a chance to interact with Pom Pom, who literally their whole entire thing was to want to see them again or hear about what happened to them. I don't think they would go back to previous world because of the Fate event. Yeah. Here, let me. Okay, so just as context, let me show you what I was talking about with What the fuck are you doing, Ratio? Why are you just staring at Himiko? Are they actually talking?
Something the matter?
What the fuck?
In your view, who holds the power to distinguish between genius and mediocrity?
Noose.
Noose or no noose, my contributions remain invaluable.
You're right, Ratio.
The truth is, it's of no significance.
Damn, Ratio.
Make a choice, bear it, reflect on it, and accept it. There's no need to prove anything or seek validation.
Aw. Okay. I respect that. I respect that, Ratio. I actually prefer how they did Amphoreus arc. I don't like filler arcs on other planets. I prefer the whole A arc like Amphoreus. I do too, and I understand that, but I do also... There is like a part of me, there's like that slice of life anime lover in me that does love that does like those little interactions in like kind of fun places. I will say I agree. I don't like it when they do it in the middle of like a very important story. Like in the middle of Amphoreus when everything's so intense, literally everyone died multiple times. And then suddenly, fun little summer event thing, right? Like that's what they do in Fate. And it kind of like, it's like a little weird. I will say I kind of like how Genshin sometimes phrases it where it's a, where they go through the story quest and then it's like a cool, fun summer thing. And then like, it's like, and then it's something else. And then you go back into diving deep into it. I also do like how they use that summer event to kind of hint to things to come. ZZZ does that a little bit as well. But I do think that's one thing I do kind of miss or want in Star Rail. Because to be honest, I really did like the War Dance. I really liked the War Dance. And it did have story significance. And a lot of people really didn't like the banana event, the fucking monkey event with Rappa. I thought that was so funny. I legitimately thought it's not the best story quest, but I thought it was really funny and entertaining. Yeah, maybe one or two patches. I don't think it should like be all of them, but a lot of it. But I do think like having a little post crazy, sad, intense story, Washtopia. You know? Washtopia, you know? But I wanted to show you guys before because I'm gonna probably head off because I need to eat dinner. I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about with the Camelot thing. Because I truly think I stumbled on this, and this could be like one of the theories I really want to work on after maybe not after Amphoreus, but like between the really deep lore stuff. Also, I can't listen to this song without it just like hitting my soul. I love this, like her song. Let's see, Gwenithan. Information. Let's see. I did that. I like what they did with Amphoreus since they clearly had more room to breathe, but at the same time, it leaves no room to continue developing past planets. Yeah, that's why I agree with Vampy. But I also think that one thing about Amphoreus, I truly think as a story, and I kind of want to do a post-Amphoreus like story review and what I want to see from Star Rail going forward. Not like they're gonna fucking listen to me, but I think just as a review, I think one thing I do want to see from Star Rail is that they take a lot of, I'm not sure if it's a language barrier, but they take a lot of time to get to the point in certain things, both for better or worse. Sometimes it's really interesting and how they frame the story and stuff like that. But sometimes I'm not sure if it's the translation aspect from Mandarin to English, because a lot of Mandarin and Asian languages does a lot of analogies. There's even a joke about this in Full Metal Alchemist, where Alphonse is talking about alchemy with Linlin, and I think it was Yin Yin or Linlin. Linlin says like, and then she's like, you just write the circle and you press down and then like the alchemy happens, a scientific method. And she's like, no, you have to go look for the energy dragons underneath the bottom. That it translates to this. It's very literal. I like, as someone who speaks Cantonese and knows a bit about like the Asian culture, that is all in a thing. That's like Chinese medicines like that as well. So I understand that might be a translation thing, but I do think Star Rail might benefit, maybe not going fully into straight explanations, because I think that would create a boring story. But I think it would be interesting to, I think it would be beneficial for them to kind of write it in a way that's a little bit more, have a little bit more center clarity to it, and then have analogies around it. That's just my personal opinion about that. Definitely thoroughly explored how medic viruses function. Yeah, actually, you know, that's a good point. Like the banana event technically was the banana virus thing is technically how Iron Tomb would spread its virus. Funny theory is that Trailblazer becomes an emanator of erudition. Yeah, that I would love to see how Ratio takes that one. On Rekka, I agree. They left him off with the reveal of Rappa of the location or a piece of this. I want now to see him, since Garden is blatantly gonna become a villain beyond Amphoreuus. Exactly, yeah. Other animes, recently I watched Sakamoto Days. I read manga way more, man. Mostly because I'm impatient. Not even because of an anime thing. I've been reading manga a lot more just because it's just quicker, and I'm a very much someone, if there's the ability to know more about the story, I will read it about the story. Finished I'm in some manhwa right now too, the Korean manga, but currently watching Tokupi's Lord of Mysteries. I kind of dropped a little bit. I heard it's got good, so I might pick it back up again. Sakamoto Days is one that I've been really into. I've been a long time fan of One Piece since it came out, so I'm just been on One Piece. One Piece has been my thing. I love Fate, so I'm excited for some other Fate stuff, but yeah, nothing too crazy as it comes out. Lord of Mysteries. I'm a little late. What are we talking about? We're just kind of closing off. I wanted to bring up my last little theory I had for the day that one, and then we might close it off there because I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna go get myself an Italian sub because I've been craving it, man. I don't know why. Just some mortadella sub sandwich just sounds killer, man. Frankenstein inspired character in Starro, dude, that would be sick. Actually, I would love to see more. I would absolutely love to see like a almost horror movie inspired planet, like a ghostly thing. That would be kind of sick. Tilting Cyphera has been the tilting point. She is my favorite Amphoreuus only alongside character. Fine on, excluding she's not. I love Cypher. They killed it with Cypher. The voice actress for Cypher is insane. She is insanely good. Same with Ligus. I think Ligus is also amazing voice actor too. I don't think people give him enough credit because people talk about how much he blabs, which I can understand. But I also think just purely as a voice actor, Ligus is insanely good. I forgot his name, but he's also Rare in Genshin, right? Ligus, voice actor. Like when he said, I don't know if I could do it justice, even though I'm like trying to like learn a bit of voice acting. Blythe Melon. It was just when he said like when he says, thus speaks Xander 1 Kuwabara, the Alpha and the Omega of, I forgot the last one, but it's so good. Such a good character. Does such an amazing job. Thriller Bark Planet, dude, this is just me. It's literally gonna be One Piece. Blythe's cooks so hard, man. Here, let me find the story thing for her. Yes. The Cave of Allegories. So like I said, in about hopefully 2 days, I'm gonna work on it after I eat too. I have a character analysis video on Ligus where I explain the Cave of Allegories, but it's gonna be I'm gonna go deep into that because again, that's his whole entire philosophy, and it's just so much perfectly done irony. I think people don't give it enough credit where they kind of find it annoying, but it's so perfectly done of an irony because he himself put himself in the cave, both in the literal sense and the figurative sense, and he himself is the one chaining himself to the cave because everyone already found a way out, and his only way out is he thinking to explode the cave. Yeah, Plato, it's the Plato cave. It is famous, but I don't really know how many people know too much about it because it's a fairly, I mean, if you got to pay attention to philosophy class, which I understand not everyone did. I mean, your boy here was okay, here. What do you think of a student I was in school, in college? What do you think was my average grade? You guess my GPA. I'm opening this up, and I might feel like I'm opening myself up to be highly offended here. I'm just gonna say it. 4.0, damn, all right. Could there be one of Ligus's clones be an ally? I think there could be. I actually do think so, because I think they could take it in the perspective of rather than destroying Noose, but proving Noose wrong. 3.57, 3.8, 3.0. There's a lot of other levels. Man, you guys are so nice. you guys are so nice. Oh my god, it's 3.5 to 3.8. Actually, you guys think I was a good grade. I had good grades. I mean, the Asian doesn't really like disagree with that, but 1.0. Thank you. Actually, dude, what the fuck? Moon, you got it almost at the dot. 2.9. 2.8 to 2.9. I was about a C+ student. That was my thing. Business major and majored in entertainment hospitality management. And when I did science classes, the science classes didn't like me. I actually probably wrote, and I kid you not, I've written longer and more detailed reports for this channel in science fiction than I did in actual science. If my science teachers could look at my scripts, they would be shocked by the amount of research that goes in a way. Is too generous. Maybe closer to my own GPA, 2.6. Yeah, I was around there, man. I think certain I professionally I do sales. I was always a bit more of a presenter type. So in the classes that was mainly about presenting stuff, I was definitely the kid who at some point said like, "Hey, if you guys do all of the work, if you do everything and give it to me like 2 days ahead of time, I'll present the whole entire thing. I will 100%. I will present the whole entire thing every time. Worked every time. It really do be like that. I've gone through some rabbit holes for fiction. Yeah, no, dude, it is, man. It's about interest. Like for the teachers that really put it out there for me was the ones that I really like. I did really well with, even if the ones I didn't feel like it was like that. Mark, one of your questions for not showing your work when the answer question was easy. Okay, this is, oh my god, this fucking drove me insane. So I took Mandarin in high school because I speak Cantonese. I thought it would be simple. I had in high school, my Mandarin teacher so happened to be like a former Mandarin professor at Stanford, which sounds great and all. And he was an interesting guy, but he was a huge stickler for handwriting. Not even Chinese handwriting, English handwriting. If you didn't write in a way that he could read it, your grade, every single thing he couldn't, quote, read, he would take a point off your grade. So I had a test where I had literally, I think I got a B in. And because my handwriting at the time was not nearly as good, I ended up going from a B to a D on that test. It fucking pissed me off. And for that reason, I guess I have something to thank for that. My handwriting is actually fairly good. So, like, for example, if I write, just like as I'm looking at the story quest thing right here, as a child, Guinevere's entire world. World was the Lord Protector's mansion. I spelled it wrong, but I spent hours getting to my handwriting to the point where it looks almost cursive, but it's not. Just so I could pass that class. And now it's my actual handwriting. God, it was so bad, dude. It was, but you know, I guess I have something to thank for that. But you know, it is what it is. Your Japanese professor was the same? Yeah, it's always like that. But you know, I guess I have something to thank for that. It's worse than my professor became a high school teacher. I nearly failed geometry because of a teacher like that. Yeah, dude, I don't understand. I mean, I get like not being able to read it, but like being that much of a stickler on your grades for that. Dude. I mean, I think it's less now. My brother's in high school or in middle school, and he tells me everything is on computers now, which is, I don't know how to feel about that, but you know, it is what it is. How many stellar jades I have? Not enough. Not enough. Not nearly enough. How many stellar jades do I have? Not nearly enough. Oh wait, what the fuck? Why is the character trial on here? I did it already. Yeah. But anyways, enough about that. Let me go finish this Gwenaifen thing so I can go grab my Italian sub, because God knows why I'm craving that right now. My handwriting in middle school was so bad, the school called my dad and my English teacher went and bought. No, that shit sucks. Oh, that is. Ooh, I'm so sorry for that. That's rough. By the way, can't believe Gwenaifen's English VA is the same as Aglaya's. That is insane. Just, can we talk about how impressive that is as an artist? Insane. Absolutely insane. Just peak. That's amazing. But yeah, so just to go over what I was talking about. So she says right here, can you hear me? Yeah, so this is just mainly about her being a streamer. Really cool. And then you go into the second part. As a child, Guinevere's, if you don't know, Guinevere is King Arthur's wife. That's just from Arthurian legend, if you guys don't know. So Guinevere is King Arthur's wife. Guinevere's entire world was Lord Protector's mansion and the bustling streets before its door. Her teachers said that her family has long and distinguished history, and even in this mansion stood for a few amber eras. However, time did not seem to leave traces on its stone, as it stood apart from the rules of time and space. It forever protected this family in eternal peace and joy. Her father trained Guinevere's second eldest brother, and eldest sister in politics. He wished to hand the future of this planet to one of the three. As for Guinevere and her younger siblings, he only wished... damn, she has a lot of siblings. They would have a quiet and happy life in this tranquil paradise. Loved her father. He was terrifying as a ridged python when he was facing his political enemies, yet in her presence he softened and became warm and cozy, like a huge fuzzy mountain. She remembers her father, would do anything for her. I'm trying to find anything about this thing. Birthday parties with upper class would often be held with family's enemies. However, her family didn't care at all. Laughingstock being a... This sounds like a good guy. Guinevere grew up. She started to hear rumors about how her father made the king a puppet, persecuted. So, in that sense, her father might be playing the role a bit of Morgan in Arthurian legend. King of puppet, it persecuted the honest courtiers, gave riches. She has probably some of the longest dialogue and story quests into it. Yeah, I'm trying to find it here. Thanks for reminding me of that. Guinevere looked outside the window. Okay, it's not even here. Here. My homeworld, Court Camelot. Here we go. My homeworld, Court Camelot. My siblings, a dozen lot. Our days, piece of joy to boot until the rune author led woes afoot. Nations breached, arms they took. Legion marched defiant. We stood. We siblings escaped without root into an IPC mine all covered in soot. Meager scraps we fetch homeless. This elder brother timid once was. Backbreaking work to piracy he was forced. Her brother turned to piracy ways to repaid. Hero among bandits loots people's benefits. So her brother is confirmed to be someone who's confirmed to be a Robin Hood-like character. She's from Court Camelot. And let's see. As Baron Plus had the IP not discovered the mineral ores, which also could imply that the IPC, that one of her family members, one of her brothers, became Sapphire. And as her brother was most reliable, I'm trying to find the old knight was his playmate. Yeah, but basically, I'm trying to find the thing where it says that her brother was a trying to find the thing. But anyways, there's somewhere in here. I need to look for it. But I'm planning to make a theory about how we're gonna go to Court Camelot or find a kind of English like Knights and the Round Table version of the Guinevere's thing, and it would be very interesting to just see a bunch of these English inspirations. Camelot, Guinevere, her brother is Lancelot, and there is a Robin Hood-like character into piracy, and it's just so much in there that I feel like there's no way they didn't take this and they're not gonna make it a thing, because there's like I never looked into Gwenifens, who is a 4-star character that is not really even lore relevant, has so much behind her. It's honestly crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So, anyways, that's gonna be my next like kind of outside of Amphoreus theory, at least for me. Share character did you have a crush on when you were a kid? Damn, that's a. I'm trying to remember, who did I have a crush on when I was a kid? Fictional character. I gotta think of that. I'm trying to think on that one. I'll put that on the side. I think Tifa was... I mean, everyone had a crush on Tifa. Let's see here. She was being unreasonable for essay questions specific. Yes. Someone said Robin Hood, her brother 100% joined the Galaxy Rangers. Yeah, no, that would be so sick. That would be interesting. Anyways, yep. That's a... I'm going to go over Gwenifen's thing in a separate theory video. Like I mentioned before, look out for I'm gonna do a reaction playthrough for 3.6 coming out probably like next week. I would love to start doing streams of the videos, but I just, with my job, I don't have the time to be able to do that. But It's but I'm gonna have my reaction video out. I'm gonna have that Ligus video out hopefully pretty soon as well. It's Ligus character analysis video, and a plan for the future is I kind of want to do a post AMPHOREUS stream where we tier list maybe all of the like the strength of the characters by lore, like My Day versus someone like Jing Yuan or something like that. But again, that's gonna be all in the future. I'll probably, if since I posted the Discord, I'll probably start putting out like my future plans and theories and everything coming up. But yeah, for now, that's everything from me. Thanks you all for coming, hanging out with me, chatting about 3.6. Actually, wait, hold on. Before I go, I did realize we never really even finished this. I was gonna do this for now, but yeah, I'll fill this out. Evernight, I'm having Evernight follows Enigmata. Anyway, and then I'll work out these story predictions for here. Like I said, I'm pretty hungry, but story predictions will come up pretty soon for me as well. But with that being said, thank you all for hanging out with me, and then I'll see you guys at the playthrough or the Ligus video, which one ever comes out first. Peace.